I think it's time for us to get started. Welcome, everybody, to the 17th episode of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. I'm your benefactor for this month. I'm David Landry, King David. You know what it is. I'm in here with my co-host, and I couldn't do it without her, fellow Job Corps affiliates and author of the critically acclaimed Running Away from God series, Rebecca Quarles. How you doing today? With your tired ass?
I'm up down.
Rebecca been hibernating all day.
Seriously, I went to bed at 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I went to bed like almost 2. I ended up doing like 17 and a half hours yesterday. So, that's cool. But anyways, before we move on too fast, we have an extra special guest in the building today. My goodness. How should I say this? This man is formerly known as Courtney Houston, but he now goes by the name of Phoenix Raven Sosa, fellow Job Corps affiliate, my brother. You know him, I love him. Motherfucking Phoenix Raven Sosa in the building. What's up? Bro, what's up, man? What's up, dog?
Okay, before we start, I want to say 4 things quickly. Okay, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this podcast invite. You said no one watches your podcast. Okay. Patience, motherfucker. Patience. Courtesy. Wait. Damn it. It's just, sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, okay?
Oh,
wait, man. It'll work. It happens, okay? It happens.
Oh, I ain't tripping off over that, man.
The third thing, I'm proud of you as a man. I'm proud of you for doing what you do for the community.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
I'm honest.
I know. Come on, man. You family, dog. I know you.
And the last thing is fuck social media, fuck Facebook, fuck Google, fuck Twitter, fuck all y'all. I hate social media. That's why I'm on Facebook. That's why I apply to you every 8 years.
Yeah. Every 8 years.
Fuck Facebook. Fuck it. I'm there because of my family and some close friends, okay? I'm really on it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I get that. I don't deal with people who bring bullshit across my timeline. They promptly get deleted. That's how that goes. The same people talking about the same stuff. And it'd be like, look, y'all want some BS. It's time for you to get off of my timeline. Because you obviously don't want to do anything. You're in the same position you was 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And you're going to steady complain about the same shit. Life is so hard. Yeah, life is hard, but you got to push through it. And you got to wade through so you can get to that shower and that body wash. That's what life is. So if you're not going to go out and change your situation, I don't want to hear nothing you got to talk about, to be honest with you.
Life is what you make it.
Thank you.
You're a fucking bone. You'll be a fucking bone. You want to go out and be you want your own business, mow lines, stick it out, best landscape in St. Louis.
That's right.
Mow lines, alright, keep plugs, gotta promote. You want to go out there, you want to be a bone, be a bone. Well, don't care about your life. You're not doing shit about it. People, this generation is like, I've never seen her complain about everything. Like, oh, my back hurts. Oh my God, my back. Oh, like they talk about everything.
Be like
wrestling, this fucking fabulous Moolah battle royal for Valak Moolah. Like Valak Moolah, she's a sex trafficker. She pimps out her women. She took money from them. Changed the name of the battle royal. Like she's like put that type of energy into your own life. There's been on Twitter. Snickers, change the name of the battle royal. Please. Like, go fuck yourself. And fuck Fabulous Moolah.
What the hell? Isn't like Fabulous Moolah like, you know, don't she have like dust in her veins at this point? Like cobwebs up a coochie or something? Like,
she is dead.
I mean, she's like freaking. She was old back in like '99. This is like the 20. What is it? 20, almost 2019. That's been 20 years. Like, where? I hate wrestling today, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate it. It's horrible. And then you got people like the new gay. Not the new day, but the new gay. These faggot, pink, pussy, unicorn wearing motherfuckers out here cooning and throwing coon songs and shit on everywhere. I don't like that. Faggot ass.
Faggot.
If you, nigga, Rebecca, look, I'm telling you, there's this group, this is like Black Trio or whatever the hell they are, and they call themselves the New Day. They should call themselves the New Day. They come out in these funky little outfits, like, you know, like Terry Crews molester just been raping them in the booty hole all day. It's horrible, man. Wrestling's no good no more.
I haven't watched wrestling since I think my early 20s. That's when I fell off of wrestling.
Yeah.
My early 20s. I just think the transition line is different.
Like towards the end of Job Corps, like when he went from WWF to WWE, it just went downhill from there. And I mean, for real, there's no competition anymore. There's no competition. Back when we was coming up, you know, I mean, let's just say back in like freaking 70s and 80s, you had like NWA, you know, you had all these other like wrestling promotions. Yeah, you know, you had all these like Southern wrestling promotions and all this across the United States with different wrestlers, and there was competition. And then when those kind of started to die out, you had Ted Turner, he bought WCW and basically threw money at the wall and just get whatever he could. Then you had Paul Heyman with ECW, you had WWF. At least there was some competition there. And then TNN, I guess TNN was trying to come up somewhere in that neighborhood, but there's no competition anymore. It's literally just WWE, and then there's TNN, and yeah.
Are you talking about these people? Can y'all see them?
Yeah.
Yes, the New Day.
You see that one holding the mic? He looks like he the one that picked their outfit.
He's a faggot. Fuck Xavier Woods. Fuck Xavier Woods. Fuck him. And he's the one.
He picked all the outfits.
Look. Now, you know I have a thing with coons. And this is coonery at its finest. Literally, this is straight cooning at its finest. And speaking of cooning, we'll get back into some more other stuff. But speaking of cooning, I know this wasn't on the topic list, but Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Oh, no.
This nigga here. When I tell you this nigga here, eating a bucket of chicken with a butter biscuit with money. Well, don't worry about this weed, y'all. Don't worry about this weed. Well, you know the white man be lying. No, you got busted with 128 grams of weed. That's obviously with intent to distribute. Then you on a plane, eating fried chicken. I don't know, there might have been a watermelon somewhere in the back. I don't know. That shit pisses me off, man. Like, come on, now. How much is your soul worth to you? I just gotta know. How much is your soul freaking worth to you that you gonna sell yourself out? Like, okay, black people like chicken, white people like chicken. We get it. Everybody freaking likes chicken. Chinese people like cats and dogs, but that's beside the point. We get it.
Apparently, his soul is worth 2 boxes of chicken, a small fry, and looks like a large mashed potato.
No, he had a butter biscuit. He had a butter biscuit too.
Very believe one thing. So that chicken, look at all this chicken. I ain't never seen it.
Oh my God! I was like, bro, really?
Yo, he got like 10 pieces of chicken, 2 orders of fries.
Really? How stupid!
You might as well have some grapes and a watermelon or white paint.
Man, you might as well have some watermelon. The hell is wrong with you? Like, even if I didn't believe in cooning and butt dancing and all this other stuff, which clearly he's cooning, but just the fact that you making yourself look like a fool in front of the whole world, man, I don't think you're going to worry about this weed charge. Come on, dog. Like, oh my God, this Popeyes, this is the best thing ever. Like, what you trying to do? You trying to get endorsement by Popeyes? Nigga, that already belongs to Jerry Rice cooning ass. With his life-size butter biscuit having ass. Y'all know the commercial, man. Y'all seen it. But I heard Jerry was a big-time coon. I heard he was a big-time coon from way back in Mississippi. He was a big-time coon. So it's no surprise that, you know, he blew up and got famous and became an even bigger coon. But he had a football helmet with a piece of chicken as his mouth guard. Then he had a life-size butter biscuit. Well, come on down to Popeyes. We have the special now. Oh, my God. Anybody want to go in on this stupid-ass nigga?
Yeah.
Please let us know, please. Please say something.
I saw this video for this, and I'm like, what is he going to say? Fuck hot, hundreds of big grams of marijuana, and you fall on a charter plane talking about, oh, no, man. How this is a good ticket? Stop. No, good ticket. I'm sorry, guys. Don't believe the white man. Don't believe the white man. Don't believe what you believe on the net. It's not true.
That nigga be like, don't believe that shit. Eating that piece of chicken like the poor. Don't believe the white man, y'all. Don't believe the white man. Don't believe everything you say. Then he be looking at shit. Don't believe the white man. Don't believe everything you see now.
I don't understand. This dude's in the NBA. He's a multi-millionaire. Why are you selling weed? I don't get it. A black student for a real job. I don't want to work at Target. I don't want a real job. I just sell some weed. You know, it's just, I don't know. You used to the NBA, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would you sell? I don't get it.
It's okay if you want to sell weed. I mean, weed's legal in like 39 states, so it's not a big deal. But it's not what you do; it's how you do it. If you want to sell weed, I can understand a guy like me, who don't make hardly that much money selling weed on the street hand to hand like that. Yes, but if you are a multi-millionaire, like it's easy to open up a dispensary somewhere. If you want to sell the weed that bad, like do it legally. Now you gonna be another black man locked up for another drug charge when you didn't have to. So that just goes to show you can take the hood out of the person, but you can't. I mean, you can take the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. So if you got all this money and you still continue to do dumb stuff, OJ, then you deserve everything you gonna get, OJ. Well, if I had done it, let me break this down to you now. If I had done it, this is the way I would have looked, nigga. Even if you didn't do it, you don't go around dry snitching on yourself. Like, I don't care whether OJ did it or not. It doesn't matter. Like, you were acquitted of all charges, but don't keep rubbing. So you already know white people don't like you. Now, we know OJ, he be doing the Sambo shuffle. He loves white people so much. But damn, OJ, you dumb. You dumb as hell. All that, OJ got one of them Wayne heads. You remember Wayne head from back in the day on Channel? Like, he got one of them big Hey Arnold heads. OJ got one of them Hey Arnold football shaped heads. And it ain't filled with nothing but, like, air and cobwebs. He was like, come on, OJ. Like, you went to jail for stealing your own stuff. Like, okay. They trapped him. You went to jail and stole your own stuff. You got out. What's the first thing you did? Well, let me go holler at some white women. Like, God damn, OJ. They gonna kill OJ. I'm sorry. I don't mean to speak that into existence, but OJ continually messing with these white women. Like, come on, dog. You know, you got off for murdering one white woman and her friend. Like, you know. Just leave it alone, OJ. You got away with it. Leave it alone. Just go. Just fade off into obscurity, man. Just disappear.
He wants the attention. He loves attention. That's him. He's been a star his whole life. You know? He's a star in high school, college, NFL.
Yep.
He's an actor. You know?
Yep.
He wants attention. That's him. He just loves it. Shoot them O's. I can't believe it. I watched the commercial for like OJ Simpson special. What the fuck is this? If I did it. Like, motherfucker, you just wrote a book. Twice physical about this. Well, if I did it, you did do it. Anyway, if the girl doesn't fit,
You.
The fucking started. Stop recording again. All right. New recording started. We're recording. All right. Let's go again. You good? The fucking recording had just stopped in the middle of whatever. So you good, bro? Go ahead.
But it was hilarious. He robbed his not robbed, but he robbed people in Las Vegas. That was fucking hilarious. Don't nobody leave. You ain't leaving my shit. I'm like, damn. Fucking, that was some hardcore shit right there. Like, this dude doesn't care. Like, he's untouchable. But yeah, I can rob motherfuckers. They ain't gonna touch me. Then he got caught on tape. Man. OJ Simpson, man. Fool. Fucking fool.
OJ didn't do it. On second.
Well, you know he had that Netflix
Yeah, he did.
Well, you know he had the Netflix special that came out about him called The People versus OJ.
Yeah, with Cuba Gooding and that nigga from Friends.
Yeah,
David Schwimmer.
Yeah, right before his book came out. And then he got released, and now he got another special war show or something like that coming out.
OJ didn't do it.
And it's almost like he's basically doing these interviews, but the way the interviews are doing him a disservice because it sounds like, or he's making himself sound like he did it. Like, I was listening to some of these interviews, and I'm like, dude, like, it's almost at this point, like, why are you still talking about this stuff? Just why? In the interview, I mean, he kept it real. On the interview, he was still saying, like, I don't care what happened to it. He's just making himself look worse.
Because people want to know. Like, they want to know, did he do it? We know you did it. You have to confess. You did it. Right? You did it, right? But if I did it, I would have done this or done that. OJ, did you do it? You know what? If I did it, I would have I would have fucked her one more time, but I didn't do it, so it never happened. But that white boy, man, he had like some looking ass. Man, I would have fucked him first, and then I would have No, I would have, you know what? I would have had a grenade launcher instead of a gun. No. Go to use a different dice. I would have done, I would have cleaned up the mess first, if I did it. I didn't do it, remember? I didn't, if I did it.
I didn't mention nothing. I said if.
To be serious, I think people still want to they're still intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by it.
I agree.
I still study it. I research. I look at documentaries about the murders and stuff. It's intriguing. So people are still intrigued by it. So I remember when I was a kid, I played hooky at school. I was at home. And I'm like, what is going on TV? Oh, O.J. Simpson is blah, 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 blah. Like, what is going on? I'm like 2 years old. And like, O.J. Simpson is charged with the murder of, Cole Brown Simpson. Like, whoa.
It just seems like the world shut down after that.
Yeah, like the world just stopped. It's like a virus.
Oh, yeah, everybody stopped. People was watching that case in the classroom. They was watching the verdict. They was watching it everywhere. It was crazy. That was one of the craziest things I think I ever seen since. I've never seen the news and media and all that stuff shut down since 9/11. Since 9/11.
It was. They call it the crime of the century. Damn it was.
Please, it was only the crime of the century because he was a nigga, that's all. I'm talking the crime of the century, this nigga can talk about grabbing pussies and 53% of white women still voted for him, so. We can talk about Bernie Madoff stealing all that money. It's a whole lot to, but it's because OJ is black and he got off. He beat the system fair and square and they mad and OJ just is dumb. So he just keeps throwing fuel on the fire.
Keep doing dumb stuff.
Right.
Like, why are you still doing these interviews, brother? What is the point?
That money, that moolah, that was moolah. Paying him that moolah. That's what it is. Pay me $1 million. Talk about a murder I didn't do.
Hell no.
Like Corey Holcomb say, when the money get low, the hungriness show.
That's real. I don't think OJ broke. I just think he's dumb. That's all. He's a dumb. He got CTE. He might have CTE. I mean, if he's played football in Pop Warner, Little League, high school, college, NFL, his brain.
Yeah, he's played all his life. Yeah.
Bunch of scrambled eggs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he played all his life.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't really care about OJ. I just wish he would stop doing dumb stuff, but
Oh, I didn't expect this to be that heavy. Sorry, y'all, my package came today.
Oh, you cool.
Package.
I ordered. Oh man, Dave, you got to tell them. Do you have the package story? Do you have the package?
Sure. Let me do that while I try
and I ordered some weight. I ordered some 20 pounds, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, and 2 pound weight.
Right. While I try to go live on YouTube. I don't know. I figured it out another day. I don't know why I'm just now doing this. Because somebody actually said to me hell ago, hey, you should start going live on YouTube. And I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea.
Like your live streaming stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but I've never done it before. So I'm spending my time doing that when I can actually focus on that and focus on what we're doing. So
sure.
Eventually. But yes, Rebecca says I have a story to tell about the package. Well, you see, this is what happened. I got off work regular time, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I'm walking to the bus stop. This dude, just out of nowhere, I get this random text. Do you have the package? And I thought that it was my weed man who was supposed to be dropping some weed off into my mail slot because I couldn't catch before I went to work. So I'm like, hey, is this X? Do you have the package or not? Okay, you have the wrong number. Do you have the package? You have the wrong number. Then the motherfucker gonna text back, delete this. Yeah, that's what I don't know who the hell you are texting me, do I have the package, but you could be the feds or anybody. Oh, you got the package? Yeah, I got it. Next thing I know, it's like 10 helicopters, 2 cars. Get on the ground, nigga, get on the ground! Get down, he's got a gun! Bow! Oh God, that would have been. I had a police officer offer me a ride to the bus stop. I was like, no, I'm good. Sure, I'll give you a ride. I'm like, no, I need the exercise. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. You have a nice day, officer.
Was it like raining or snowing outside or something?
Nah. I was just walking down Rudder Road in Fenton to the bus stop. And this is before I figured out if I walk on the outside by the outer road next to the highway, it actually cuts my time in half versus going the back road. But, yeah, so that was my experience. I have the package. What kind of package did you get, Rebecca?
I ordered some weights. I ordered some dumbbells. Well, you know, I used to have this metal dumbbell set, and somebody actually gave it to me about 10 years ago. And when I kept it all the way up until 2012. I still had it in 2012. I think it's in Mama's basement. Either it's in Mama's basement or Percy got it. Percy trying to tell me he ain't got it, but I think he lying. But I missed that dumbbell set, so I'm like, I can't. Well, it's not a dumbbell; they're actually weights for curling and stuff. So, but I can't keep waiting until I go to St. Louis to remember to get it. So I purchased. I guess this is the stand. Some dumbbells. The other part of the stand. And I ordered like 4 sets. I think one is like 20 pounds. Damn. One is 25. And I ordered 2 10s, 2 5s, 2 20s, and 2 25s. So that's what I got in the mail today.
Nice.
Sweet. Sounds good. Trying to get you swole on, Becky?
No, I'm just trying to burn fat, bro. Been at a standstill, and I got the clear to work out again. So, I'm going to do that.
That's dope, my Negro. That's dope. I'm happy for you.
Me too, because I hate just sitting around doing nothing.
Absolutely. Let's get back into some of this old wrestling stuff, man. Phoenix, what is your top favorite 3 matches of all time?
Before I answer that question, I want to say something about the current WWE. Okay. I said I would never stop watching wrestling unless, 1, it goes off the air, 2, I die. Now, this is my last year watching wrestling. After WrestleMania, I'm done. It's over. Fuck you, WWE. It's over. I tell you why. Like you said earlier, it's fucking shit. It's bad. It's horrible. My best friend, he stopped watching wrestling long time ago, like 7 years ago. He was more obsessed with it than me. And he's like, man, he stopped watching wrestling. Like, what the fuck? And then I kept watching. It's like, it gets worse every year.
It really does.
You know what? I'm done. I'm done. It's just bad. It's the same shit. Copy, paste, stars. I mean, I don't know. I like Roman Reigns. But people, they're like, fuck Roman Reigns. I want Finn Balor. I want James Ellsworth. I want this midget. Second, whoever. Like, these are not stars, man. We don't have stars anymore.
There's no competition, bro. No competition. See, like, like during the 90s, man, you had like the whole DX factor. So, you had Triple H, you had Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, you had Billy Gunn, you had the Nation of Domination. So you had Farouk, you had D-Lo, you had The Rock, you had Mark Henry. And those are just stables. That's not including like old school wrestlers like the Four Horsemen, Dean Malenko, Ric Flair, Chris Benoit, Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation, British Bulldog, Jimmy Anvil, Hart, and even like later, like the 2000s when like Rey Mysterio came in and they incorporated ECW, and then you had like Rob Van Dam came in, which I gotta say, man, they did the ECW wrestlers so dirty. So dirty. Spike Dudley was the giant killer in ECW. This dude was like 5'0". He was taking down like 7-foot cats. That's why they called him a giant killer. They put him in WWE, man. They pissed his whole career away. They really did. But there's no competition anymore. Like back in the day, like anybody, The Rock could be a heavyweight champion. Stone Cold could be a heavyweight champion. The Undertaker, Bret Hart. It's a ton of people who could be heavyweight champion or intercontinental champion or lightweight champion. Now you got, like Roman Reigns, which I don't even watch wrestling, but I know you got like Roman Reigns. I think John Cena's still hanging around there somewhere, but I mean, he already had his.
A lot of acting and stuff too.
That's true. That is true. So I wouldn't give him any more title shots for real. But, I mean, it just sucks. It just sucks. But back to, your top three favorite wrestling matches. If you can't narrow it down to 3, you can give me 5.
Okay. Top 3. Number 1, WrestleMania 6, Hogan versus Warrior.
Ooh. Damn. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that.
Man, I was 7 years old. My two favorite wrestlers. It's like a dream match. Like, man, what if Jumper is the Royal Rumble? Whoa, wait a minute. They're about to face off? What is this? I'm like a little kid. I'm like, yeah. And it keeps going. The storyline, I'm like, you're going to wrestle each other. At WrestleMania. It was like surreal at the time.
Yeah.
It was like my favorite WrestleMania. So that's number 1.
Rest in peace to the Warrior.
Yeah.
See, it's hard, man. It's fucking hard. It's too many matches.
It should be. I remember when people used to die playing wrestling. Used to die in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that died? Which Hart was that died?
That was Owen Hart as the Blue Blazer.
Man,
they fucking
people cried.
They had him coming down from the rafters on a steel cable, and the cable wasn't secure. And he started to ride down. He literally fell like smack dab in the middle of the ring and died like on impact. I'm pretty sure. Yep. He broke his neck and it was over. And Bret Hart really blamed Vince for that, and as he should. But we're gonna get more into that because Bret Hart is actually in one of my favorite matches of all time. So we'll get back into that. But you can continue.
All right.
WrestleMania 6, Hogan Warrior.
All right. Number 2 is Sting and Luger versus Steiner Brothers.
That was a good stable battle. It was a good tag team.
Super Bowl 6, I think. Man, my favorite tag team match ever. Man. And number 3, it's sort of be, damn, this is hard.
Man, you didn't pick nothing. That's cool though. That's cool.
He looked like he praying the baby ain't his.
He looked like he praying to that box of chicken that Glenn was eating.
This is fucking hard. Damn it, it's hard. It's like, what's your favorite kid? How many kids do you have? 6. Oh, my favorite kid is, it's fucking hard.
Well, Ray.
Let me see. I would say, That's hard.
You ain't ready. You ain't ready for mine. I got some heaters. I got some straight heaters. And you're gonna be like, damn, I wish I had thought about that. God damn it, shit.
This is really hard though. I can't even think.
Well, if you think of something, feel free. We'll come back to you. My top 3. Well, actually, I got to go with top 4 favorite matches of all time. First favorite match, greatest match of all time, ever in the history of wrestling ever. Mankind, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring, 1998.
Yes.
Best match ever. The Undertaker threw that nigga off the top rope in like the first 30 seconds of the match. He threw him off the game. Right on the Spanish announce table.
Love Hell in a Cell matches.
Oh my God.
That was one of the best.
That is the best Hell in a Cell match ever. And the little thumbtacks. He literally chokeslammed Mankind on these thumbtacks. Well, first he chokeslammed him through the steel cage onto a steel chair. Then Mankind came out with these thumbtacks. And then the Undertaker body, he literally chokeslammed him on these tacks. And then tombstoned him. 1, 2, 3. The match is over. But I fucking love Mankind, man. He's definitely one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, man. Like, Mick Foley leaves everything in the ring. Like, he leaves nothing to be desired when he finishes his match. Like, nothing. He literally, like, you could say people gave their body for the sport, but Mick Foley literally gave his body for the sport. I know he's had like 2 hip replacements. He's had like 2 knee replacements, He literally gave his entire body for wrestling, man. Thank you, Mick Foley, man. We fucking love you, dude, for real.
Yes.
Let me see. Second favorite match has got to be the Montreal Screwjob with Bret Hart and HBK. I believe that was that was, I think, Survivor Series 98, 97. Yeah. Like Survivor Series. Yep, Survivor Series 97.
People forget that's a really good match. Like, they're like, they so worried about the screw job. But before that, it's like, that match is really good. Like, a really good match.
That was a really good match. Yeah. And, I know Bret Hart was actually going to leave the WWF and he was going to go to WCW with him being champion. And I know this was like right after Owen got killed and stuff. So he was already pissed at Vince. And then Vince actually wanted him to give up the title to HBK. And, Bret Hart was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fucking put him over. And I'm the rightful champion. So Vince is like, all right, I got something for your ass. And, screwed him over basically. So the Montreal Screwjob
something else.
is number 2. Number 3, Rock Steve Austin Backlash 99.
Yes. One of my favorite wrestlers is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Man, versus, that was, one of the best matches. I think that was the first time The Rock and Stone Cold ever squared up in, review. That was classic, and not including all the stuff that led up to that. Like, Steve Austin was like the ultimate badass. He ran over the Rock's Lincoln with the Stone Cold 316 monster truck. Like, I love Steve Austin. He's the greatest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's 3. Number 4 has to be DX versus the Outsiders.
Yo, I forgot all about that.
DX versus the Outsiders. It was Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus, of course, the Outsiders, which is Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. And Kevin Nash and Scott Hall was going to WCW as well. Because at that time, Ted Turner just basically threw money. He was like, how much you want? Here, take it. Take it. Take it. Ted Turner had that type of money. So back in WCW, he was just offering everybody fucking max contracts for nothing. So, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, I think they end up winning or losing. I haven't watched the match in so long. But, I forget, but I know they completely broke character. They completely broke character, and like right at the end of the match, like they was hugging and crying. Like, man, that was a good match, bro. I love you. I'll see you later. Vince was like, oh, hell no. Which, in his defense, they did break the cardinal rule of wrestling. You never break character. You never break character. And because of that, Triple H had to eat shit for like the next 6 months. Like, literally, Triple H went from like almost at the top of the rung to right back down as a jobber. Vince was not happy. But Triple H says that kind of made him a better wrestler. Kind of made him a better overall wrestling personality. So he's thankful for the time that, you know, he got basically bumped back down to a jobber. But, yeah. And there's an Iron Man match in there somewhere, though. I think it was like Bret Hart and somebody else was in like an Iron Man match.
Shawn Michaels.
I think it was him and Shawn Michaels had another match. It was like an Iron Man match, like six pins or like 3 pins or something like that. I forget, but I just haven't watched it in a while, but stuff that comes to my mind, like straight off the cuff. So that's my top 5. I know I'm supposed to have.
All right. I got my other one, okay?
All right, shoot.
All right. Hughes and Thunder Liger versus Brian Pillman. 1992.
Damn. Boy, going back to
92. You know, it's funny. I'm back to WCW. So I was a big WCW fan. I thought WWF was like too cartoonish. But WCW was like realistic. And WWF had fucking Dorothy Clown and Bantar, Max Moon, Ocean Warrior, right? Then WCW had
the Gobbledygooker.
Oh yeah, no shit. WCW had 4 Horsemen, Madam TA, all this grown man shit. You know, it was like more hardcore. They did all these I Quit matches and shit, like Terry Funk. Yeah, all these people like that. Over here, WWF. Oh, it's so cute. Throwing the clown with his water, flower. Oh, Christ. From Kona, Hawaii. And all this stupid shit. Which is why WWF sucked ass. In 1993, 1994, 1995, the WCW started winning the war.
Yep.
Like, they really started watching WCW. That's some good shit over there.
Dude,
man, Lex Luger, oh man, he's on Nitro. Whoa.
Yeah, we used to watch both programs at the same time. Like me and my brother, like we had 2 TVs, so like we would have TV in the living room and a TV in the basement. And during the Monday Night Wars, we would literally, like, one of us would be watching WWF, the other one would be watching WCW, and then on the commercials, we like, dude, did you see it? Da, 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 da. And then when the fusion came between WWF and WCW and all of that, and that was cool. But I got one more match that I gotta throw in there. Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, WrestleMania 5.
Oh, that's good. Good choice.
You can never go wrong with Macho Man. I mean, like his promos, man. I think Macho had some of the best promos ever. Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Macho Man.
Yeah, I'm Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
That president. He's like, that President Jack Tony thinks that I got, yeah. But the Macho Man will rise like cream, because I am the cream of the crop, and there's no one better than the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Elizabeth!
Let me tell you something, Hogan.
Man.
Sting used to cut some good promos too, man. Sting used to cut some really good promos, especially in WCW. I think he cut the best promos in WCW because that's when he went to the black and white, and he had like the whole dark thing working for him. I thought that was dope. Steve Borden.
Yes.
Love Sting. He's definitely given us a lot of great matches. Red and black, white and black, or multi-face.
You know what pissed me off? We had Sting and Undertaker. We finally had Sting and Undertaker on the same roster. And we didn't get that fucking match. We got fucking Sting versus Super H, which I hated. And Undertaker versus, Ray Wyatt. Oh, like, you have to be joking, man. We finally have these motherfuckers on the same fucking roster, man. It's like my ultimate dream match. It was Sting, Taker, and Steve Austin versus Hogan. We never got those two matches. It fucked me off. It pissed me off. But it started, fuck that E. Bad. This is bad. Like, WrestleMania is like, what, 3 weeks away? Doesn't feel like WrestleMania. Like, for the first, doesn't feel like it. Just, I don't know. I'm too old like this.
Garbage.
Man, I'm telling you. The last great WrestleMania was The Rock versus John Cena. I was happy for that. I was like, The Rock better win. The Rock better win this fucking match, please. And it was, I'm like, you're gonna talk, you know what's funny about John Cena? That whole feud. It's about, The Rock's never here. He's a part-timer. He's in Hollywood, and, John Cena's in Hollywood. He's never there. Part-timer.
And John Cena turned right back around, did the same thing that he did with Hollywood.
Yep.
But, I mean,
that's some funny shit.
That's a smart thing to do. Like, you know, you get in the wrestling business, you get your fame, and I mean, you don't want to be like these old wrestlers who can't give it up. I mean, Ric Flair's still out here like, bruh, sit down. You know, Terry Funk been old for hellers. You know, like, come on, man. Like, it's time to hang up the wrestling boots. Unless you're going to become like a stable manager or something like that, I can see that. But I mean, as far as like wrestling, I'm tired of seeing these old. Well, I haven't watched wrestling, but I just like the old cards, all the old wrestlers. Like, I don't really want to see them wrestle anymore. I want to see some new stuff. But I mean, there's literally no bigger wrestling organization than the WWE, so you're kind of forced to watch that unless you just want to go back and watch the old stuff.
Yeah. I will always love wrestling. But now it's like this year I took like 2 or 3 week break to see if I would miss it. Nope.
No, I didn't miss it whatsoever.
That never happened. Wait till it's Monday night. Let's go. Nope. The passion's gone. I'm like, man, what's wrong with me? Like, look, it fucking sucks. It's boring. It's trash. You know.
Of course. Absolutely.
I can't even talk about it.
Abso-friggin-lutely, man. Remember back in the day, we used to be room 104 during 55. We used to be jamming on them wrestling games.
The best dorm ever.
Best room.
Everybody wanted to be on 55. Like, no motherfucker. No base. Sorry. That's the truth. Everybody was like, yeah, I want to get on door 55. You talk to Mr. Smith, but, he's not gonna let you in, man. Like, he didn't care. Like, you ain't coming. You're not coming over here.
Not until they let, Willie Lump and Bone and Derek Dion Wooten musty self.
Let me tell y'all something. Okay, so I did not know that Derek smelled that bad until after Job Corps. Because when I used to be around him, I never smelled him because he never had a body odor, so I never thought that he was one of the issues.
No, that was because, look, I'm gonna tell you what it is. That was because we had this meeting. And I don't know if you remember this, Pac, but we had this meeting and we come in And we never have dorm meetings. We never have dorm meetings because we're the honor dorm. Like 55, 54 was the honor dorm, so we never had meetings. We was cool. So we come in, there's all chairs lined up in the hallway. I'm like, oh damn, we gonna have a meeting? I'm like, okay.
I remember this.
I was asking Mrs. Smith, I just came from cement, so I'm covered in dust and I'm dirty. I'm like, hey, Mr. Smith, can I go shower before start the meeting? Oh yeah, go ahead, do what you need to do, man. Mr. Smith, one of them old school talking to. Oh yeah, go on, get your shower on.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, Mr. Smith. Shout out to Mr. Smith, George Smith. But anyway, so I come out the shower, and I promise God, I don't remember shit else about the meeting. But I remember him walking to the back of the dorm, to the front of the dorm, from the RA's office all the way back to the restroom. He said, if you walk from here to here and you smell yourself, motherfucker, you stink. Verbatim. He said, if you walk from here to here and you smell yourself, motherfucker, you stink. So it was actually Derek's room. I believe it was 101. I believe it was room 101 with Derek and the rest of them little musty ass niggas who were forced to wake up at like 11 o'clock and at like 3 o'clock every day for like 2 months straight so they could get up and take showers because their room stunk. Their room constantly failed inspections. So Mr. Smith made them get up at like 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and you're going to take showers every day until this odor is eradicated. Swear to God. That's why you ain't smelling boy. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh with him.
Crazy.
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh with him. He was cool. I hate the fact that he plays so slow though. What am I going to play now? Goddamn, just play a card. We do nothing but battle it out later anyway. Jesus. There's Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You don't have to put a life or death situation to it. Like, what card am I going to play? Oh my God. I don't know.
It's so hard to decide. I mean,
so hard.
There's so many cards. Shut up.
So many decisions, yeah. I honestly didn't know it was that bad. And like, even when I used to have to come down there, like I used to be the one to come down there to collect everybody's AWOL papers and stuff like that. And I came down to, Mr. Smith. Like I used to just sit in his office and wait because sometimes this stuff wouldn't always be finished. And Derek would even be in the office with him then, but I just thought, he was like maybe one of Mrs. Smith's favorite people or something like that. And even then I didn't smell him. But y'all also had Cleon on y'all dorm too.
Faggot ass Cleon. Cleon.
We had some, we had some characters, man, but the Cleon motherfucker, I was in the bathroom one day and he was like, he's acting all weird. He's like, what the fuck was that noise? He was like, hey, I gotta get out of here. He don't hit on me all the time. And the roommates was like, oh, he's just joking around, like he's gay.
Obviously, yeah.
I was like, oh, he's just playing around. Like, no, he's not. He hit on me in the bathroom, okay?
Man, I swear to God. We had the best room, nigga. I remember I got the PlayStation. I got the PlayStation 2 Slim. Phoenix had the GameCube, which Bone Thug fat ass stole. Fat ass motherfucker. We know he stole it. So, and here's the thing, Becky. Here's the thing. Like, see, everybody used to ask me, like, well, why don't you just leave your game in the little drawer that the TV sits on? And I'm like, nah, because I don't want my stuff to come up missing. And so I would like, Phoenix would be like, hey man, I'd like go to dinner or something. He'd be like, hey man, can I use your PlayStation? I'd be like, yeah, you good, bro. Just put it back in the locker, where you found it from. I had my shit on the bottom drawer, on the bottom, with some clothes on top of it in my locker, cause I know that niggas is thieves. Especially towards the end, like when we first got there for like the first 6-8 months, like 55 was cool. Wasn't nobody stealing from each other. Wasn't nobody like smelling. Wasn't nobody funky. Doing 55 was cool. But it was when them new niggas like Derek and them started coming in. It was like, oh shit. and Willie Lump and them started coming in. That's when Dorm 55 really started to go down.
Man.
Slick shit.
Slick shit.
Did y'all have Nicoy and Big Ron in y'all dorm?
Yeah, we had Big Ron. Shout out to Big Ron. Big Ron is cool, man. That's my guy. He got him a big old fluffy one. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yes, he did.
They look like a very nice couple, man. Shout out to Big Ron, man. Shout out to Big Ron. He always been cooler than a fan. You know, he from Mississippi. Hey, man, look here, dog. I'm gonna tell you something. He one of them smooth talking brothers, but don't get it twisted. He'll fuck you up real quick.
Yeah. He look like his honey dip.
My little honey dip.
His honey dip.
My
boy.
little honey dip. But anyways, back to the story. So Courtney, he was Courtney at the time. He is now Phoenix because, you know, he was born out of the ashes. So therefore, the artist formerly known as Courtney. Shout out to
Phoenix. I got a Phoenix tattoo on my right shoulder.
Shout out to the artist formerly known as Courtney Houston. Rest in peace. The artist, that's why he's the artist formerly known as Undertaker did a tombstone. Look, when Phoenix got them papers, he did a tombstone to that name. He was, blah, 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 blah. No more Courtney. You call me Courtney again. Watch what happens, nigga. What happens? Call me Courtney again and watch what happens, nigga. Watch what.
Don't be like, yo. Hold up, Courtney. Hold up. You over here acting like Monique. Phoenix, he over here acting like Monique, being disrespectful.
Fuck that fat
calling
bitch.
Charlemagne, calling him Leonard. You being disrespectful, David.
You know what? Speaking of, thank you for reminding me. Oh my God.
Oh shit. It's gonna go down. It's going down.
This Monique shit. It's like I don't follow this stuff, man. So I'm like, I heard about the Monique Netflix thing. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, okay, Monique, she's a legend, okay? No. I need to be paid like her. I need to be paid like Hell and Rock. I'm like, no, you don't. So I was thinking, well, Monique talented, she's funny, but she is not on their level at all. Ever. She's not a legend to me. She's like fucking, who was it?
Doink the Clown.
She's like, yeah. I mean, she's not a legend. She's not.
Monique reminds me of the Gobbledygooker. I don't know if you remember him from WWF, the Gobbledygooker. That's what Monique reminds me of. You are like overvaluing yourself, overvalue. Wow. Your lot is $50, but you want $1 million for it. But I work for $1 million. No, it's cost you $50. Right.
You're not worth that much.
No.
But I saw the Breakfast Club interview.
Uh-oh.
It was hilarious. But I understand both sides of the story here. I understand where she's coming from. The other side of it is like, you fucked yourself over because they told you not to do this. Like Whoopi Goldberg said, look, I could have sued you. You should have called me. I was, it's like you're supposed to have obligations about presses. You're supposed to promote presses. You're not supposed to pay you for doing that. You do presses. Supposed to promote the movie in the U.S., overseas, in fuck Egypt, in Uranus, Saturn, okay, for free. Like, it was like, no, either pay me. Like, you're not supposed to be paid for promotional stuff. It's not in your contract. I was like, she's wrong about the contract stuff. But she overvalued her wealth.
Yep.
Her worth, whatever.
Whoop.
And that's what she paid the price for this. What she did. Now, as far as her contract with Netflix, the whole, $500,000 thing, she has the contract out. She's talking about, well, I can't, don't let me work, which is bullshit. It said you can't perform stand-up stuff. It didn't say you can't work. It didn't say you can't do movies. If you perform on Netflix, you use these jokes. You can't use these jokes again for like 2 years. It didn't say you can't work a movie the next 2 years. But as far as Sydney goes, the husband is something else. Man. Where did he come from?
Well, what he needs is a good old-fashioned stone cold stunner. Like, I just wish during that interview, Stone Cold would have bust through the door with like a case of beer, had a Stone Cold, like flipped him off, be like, and opened up a beer and did that old shit.
Fuck you, Daddy. Yeah,
like,
Daddy.
When Stone Cold, he'll stun you and then he'll like get on the ground and be all in your face. That's what I wish he had done, because I don't like that man. I really don't.
If you want me to stun Sydney, hell yeah. Yeah, that's what else, man. Oh, sorry, Daddy. Go ahead, Daddy.
Wow.
It was so unprofessional to me.
Oh my God.
So irritated, man.
Yeah, Daddy. Yeah, Daddy. Tell him about there. Tell Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, Daddy.
You know, Daddy, Leonard, that he's wrong.
My precious.
Slick shit, Willie.
Slick shit.
Oh my God.
That's Sydney Lump. Sydney Lump.
Oh my gosh, so disgusting.
Speaking of Willie.
Yeah. But hold on, we gotta finish the story about the GameCube missing.
Okay, I got you.
We gotta finish that out before we get too sidetracked. So Monique, little baby cousin, big baby bone thug, fat ass. Now everybody like in the room knew where Phoenix kept his game. Like, he kept it in a drawer. He had like a bunch of games for the GameCube, and it was all good. Like, it was there for like weeks, and then one day, like, we come back, he want to hook up the game, and it's gone. So it's like, yo, where's my game? And I'm like, it's not in the drawer. He's like, no, it's not in the drawer. And then, we accused Bone because he actually, he completed the program, and his exit date was that day. So I think he went out and searched his bags but couldn't find it. But we know that motherfucker stole it. We know he stole it. He just had enough time to take it and put it somewhere else where you couldn't find it. But we know he stole it, bro. Like, everybody in the room knew what the GameCube was, and nobody stole it. So you mean to tell me that the day that you leave the program, that suddenly the GameCube and all 50 of Phoenix's games come up missing all of a sudden? Mm-hmm. No. Not at all, nigga. The only thing I ever get that fat motherfucker credit for was busting Willie Lump in that wall. Or the bed, whatever it was.
Like, man, that was a funny shit. But I'll tell you my side of the story. All our roommates were cool. I didn't feel like, somebody told me, put your shit in your locker. I'm like, no one's gonna steal my stuff. I was like, it's been a week or whatever, no one, And then they told me, at retail sales, they're like, you're gonna graduate in like X amount of days. I told everybody about it. I was so excited. And then I guess when I told Bone about it, he knew my so-called exit date, and he left the same day. And I didn't get to leave, but I think from there it happened. And I was like, man, I was so pissed off. And
that's how it be. Cause on my exit day, niggas, somebody stole my suitcases, stole my stuff too. Don't feel bad.
But yeah, it was.
And that's why I kept my stuff locked up. I'm like, hey, look, I don't care if you use the game. And I would tell like Johnny, I'll tell everybody, look, I don't care if you use the game, just put it right back in the locker where you found it from, and make sure that mug's locked before you leave. Cause I know how thieving ass niggas are.
At first,
especially in my case, my game was brand new. You know what I mean? My mom had just bought that for me for my birthday, literally. So it wasn't even a couple months old when Bone Thug left. So I'm like, no, I'm not finna have you steal that.
At first, it was my locker at first, and then I trusted my roommates too much. I was like, I'll put it in a drawer. I mean, it's gonna be cool. And then after that, boom, gone. Then we called this motherfucker. We found him. He's like in Columbia, Missouri or something. I was like, we're on the phone with this motherfucker. He's like, you steal it? He's like, no, man. No. I would never do that. No. I'm like, motherfucker sound all guilty and shit. I swear to you, if he would have came back out there, somebody would have, yeah. It would have been some hell on earth. I would have seriously, like, that was my boy, man. We were so tight. I still can't believe it to this day. Like, we were so damn close, man. We were so close. And then all of a sudden, he steals my shit. And he's like, tell me on the phone, like, I didn't steal it. But you could tell he was lying. Like, that's some bullshit. But the Willie story, the Willie Lump Lump, this motherfucker came in 55 from another dorm in that room 101. The musty motherfuckers he fit right in. He came in one day and he took a shit on the floor.
Here we go.
Where was I at? I don't remember that.
That should be immediate termination.
That's why we call him Willow and Willie. Slick shit Willie. That's what yeah, all that Willie Lump and Slick shit Willie. That's from the taking the shit on the floor.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was the origin.
That was looking like Smokey.
Okay.
Smokey back there, taking the shit.
His reasoning was, he said, I couldn't hold it. Cause the bathroom was like right there. Like, boom. Like, he couldn't go to the bathroom, but I couldn't hold it, man. I couldn't hold it. I was taking my pants and I'm gonna squat in my room, take a shit, and just leave the door.
Hold on. I have a question. Did he do this in the room when everybody was there?
No.
No.
He was by himself. He was by himself. But we had a little, what's it call it, like a little investigation going on. They were like, who took a shit in room 101? And then Willie Lump Lump was all like, he confessed. He like everybody knew about it. I was like, Slick shit Willie, Willie Lump Lump, yeah. You know. Then he moved in with us. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, fuck, man. This dude was just, it's like, we got here's Willie Davis. He used to be in room 101. He got a little vacancy in your dorm room, you know. You gonna take one of I'm like, oh no, why are you doing this?
Ah, man, he stunk too, bro.
He was funky.
But we got rid of him and got Chester. Chester was cool. Chester got us a table, got us a little area rug. We like, oh, that's what's up. Yeah, you know, we always pass inspections. We always pass. We'll go ahead.
Why was his name Willie Lump Lump? I never knew why was his name Willie Lump Lump?
Because he took a shit in room 101, and he didn't want to confess to it. So we started calling him Willie Lump Lump. And then we made up Slick Shit Willie.
Slick Shit Willie. Slick Shit Willie. Oh my God. Yo, do you remember? Hold on, I know last week we was talking about that herpes situation. Do you remember white boy? You remember white boy Nick from our dorm?
Yes.
Okay, so last week, if anybody tuned in last week, so I said that I would tell this story when Phoenix got on here. So it was it's the craziest story ever, man. But look, so me and Phoenix had only been there for like what, probably a month or two, and it's this white dude. His name was Nick, and unbeknownst to anybody, Nick had herpes. Like, did nobody know? Like, he was kind of cool, you know, we would speak to him like, hey, what's up, bro? Wow. You know, he was cool. He wasn't in our room, cause, you know, we had like, Phoenix. We had Johnny Houston III from Decatur, Illinois. Shout out to my brother, Johnny Houston. Then we had, John. We had, John Dabney, aka Angel Eyes. Shout out to John Dabney. Room 104. Nigga, we had James McAlilly. Man, we had Damn. But anyways, white boy Nick had found this new girl who just came in the Job Corps, like hadn't even been there a week. Like she hadn't even got out of the week's worth of orientation. Like I think she was there for 3 days, and he convinced this chick to suck him up behind the new rec center, which was still being built. And next thing you know, like him and old Gail disappeared. And you know how word around campus travels fast. It's like, damn, you hear what happened, Nick? No, yeah. And old Gail sucked him up behind the rec center and gave her herpes of the mouth. We was like, no. We was like, no, bro. We was like, same. Literally.
Who is white boy Nick?
White boy, his name was Nick.
Was he tall, blonde, or was he short, had dark hair?
Nah, he was like kind of tall. He was probably like 6 foot, blonde hair, short.
Acne face, pretty face.
Oh, I remember Nick. He was cool people. We only saw him a few times out of dorm. So.
Yeah, we only seen him a few times. Next thing you know, he got termed because him and old Gail. Like, wow, it was wild. That's crazy. That reminds me of that time, Dee. Shout out to Dee. Wow. That reminds me of that time Dee was walking up Stratford to that gas station right at Stratford and Jenny Station Road with him and his sisters. And it was these Jennings cats that was fucking with him, because you know how like certain men will mess with a homosexual just because, you know, they're homosexual. You know, so some couple jackasses thought it was a good idea to fuck with brother Dee, but what they didn't know is that don't let the perm fool you, goddammit.
Dee got man.
Yeah, see, y'all be thinking just because a nigga be switching, he won't take them heels off and beat your ass. I'm just saying. So next time you roll up on a gay nigga, just know that he's still a man. I want to put that out there as a disclaimer. So if you think that you can whoop some ass, trust me, they got hands. So they thought it was a good idea to mess with Dee and his sisters, and he mollywopped all of them niggas. I'm talking about that was the first thing you heard Monday morning. Damn, nigga, did you hear about Dee? Oh, no. Niggas was like, Dee? Gay Dee? Dee be wearing heels? Dee with the perm? That Dee? Niggas was like, yes, nigga, that Dee. We was like, bro, what happened with Dee?
Yeah, he got in trouble with that fight because one of them was an off-duty police officer. He whooped that off-duty police officer.
As he should have.
Police officer.
But he got a little bit of trouble, but he ended up beating the case, but yeah.
I mean, what you doing? You an off-duty police officer. What are you doing? Like, mess with people. Man, I'm talking about he beat the brakes off. And it's like, damn, that nigga Dee got hands. we don't want to mess with these. Niggas was like, for real. Niggas was like, damn, these got them hands. Oh, no, we don't mess with these. It'd be like, nigga, don't mess with these nigga. Don't mess with these nigga. He got them hands.
That was legendary shit.
Don't let smooth taste fool you.
Straight murder.
Fizz, do you remember when James was talking in his sleep? James McAlully, you remember when he was talking in his sleep?
Y'all lying.
No, I swear to God, our roommate, this nigga, he was cool as a I think he was like Philly. I think he was a Philly cat.
Yeah, cool as hell, man.
He was literally like
was talking in his sleep.
Sleep talking. He was like purple elephants. Purple elephants.
You were like, you were talking in your sleep last night, man. What did I say? You were like having a bad nightmare or something. You were like, purple elephants and greet your ass. Like, what is going on over there? Like, no, I didn't say that shit. No, I didn't. Like, we're not lying. We're all laughing at you. We're laughing at you. They woke up laughing at you, you know. Like, don't lie. No, man. No. Like, yeah. We won't forget that shit.
Man.
That was hilarious.
I'll never forget when somebody decided that it was cool to steal my clothes out the washing machine. Like, somebody stole my drawers. I don't know if you remember that. You remember when I came in, I was wrong. I think I went to go wash my laundry, and normally our dorm was cool. You know, you could usually like leave your laundry in the washer, dryer, and then most of us will take it out, put it in the dryer, or like set it on top of the wash or something, and we'd be cool. Wouldn't nobody take, I mean, like, you know, you talking about like the early days when wouldn't nobody take anything from you, because dorm 55 was the honor dorm. And then like one day I came in, like, I was fucking pissed. I was like, somebody stole my drawers. Johnny was like, nigga, what? Johnny was like, nigga, somebody, you know how Johnny talk, nigga, somebody stole your drawers. I was like, yeah, bro, somebody stole my drawers. I was pissed. I was like, what kind of, like, we get clothing vouchers, nigga. Why? First of all, I can understand a shirt, some pants, some shoes, a game cue, but you gonna steal my drawers? I mean, at least they was clean, but still, you gonna steal my drawers? What kind of, that nigga must have really needed them drawers, and they wasn't even dry yet. That nigga got them out the washer. I don't know what he did. Well, I was like, yeah, somebody stole my drawers. I was mad. I was like, who the hell stole my drawers? It's the pettiest thing ever. That's like me going into Walmart. There's TVs, there's PlayStations. You know, let me just steal these Hanes right here. Let me just get these Hanes and put them in my jacket and just walk out of Walmart. Like, that don't make no sense. Out of all things you can steal, why would you steal my underwear? Like, oh my God, I was pissed. And they stole that shirt. They stole that shirt that homeboy gave me. I forget his name, but he was only there for like a month. He was that real tall dude from TCU. I don't know his name.
Oh,
he gave.
Damn, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he was only there for like a month. And he ended up giving me like this little polo shirt that he had. And I was like, cool. And somebody stole that too. I was like, damn, they straight stole the polo shirt that dude gave me. I was mad as hell. But them clothing vouchers had niggas feeling like they the shit.
Man, it was $200
shopping at Marshall's.
Seriously? $200. I'm about to finish this motherfucker up. All right, buy some good shit. Marshalls now.
Man,
any brand shit for less. I couldn't wait for the color. Boy, man, that was a stupid story, but not silly. Well, bullet. But this bitch Tina. Oh God, why am I saying this?
Skinny. Hold up, skinny Tina. She looked like she was a meth head, Tina. Wasn't that bitch messing some teeth?
No. No.
Tina. The name sounds familiar. She was blind, right? She was short, blonde.
Yes.
I know.
Ass.
Uh-oh. What?
Anyways.
This coming from the man who slept with Tess. Okay, go.
Hey.
What? He's like, hey man, it was good. I slept with Tess. And he'd be like, I slept with Tess. It was good, nigga. Stop it. But Tess was on the Amber Rose side of the game. I call Tess a super. I call Tess a super slut, and she got mad at me.
Tall Tess who used to always hang out with that one other white girl.
Yes, from the Valley, Tess.
You know,
she was mad.
Both
she was
of them
mad.
was on my dorm.
Yes, I called her a super slut, and I guess it got back to her. And we was in the driver's ed car one day, and she was like, "You called me a slut." I was like, no, I called you a super slut. She's like, oh my God. Look, here she go with this fake outrage. Oh, why would you call me that? I don't mess with any guys on this center. I'm like, okay.
But you know what? Look, this is
hold up. Before you do that. That same day, not even a whole day later, but that same day, I came out the dorm and she had 3 niggas in her face at the same time. Okay, Becky, go.
Tess used, her and that chick, I think her name was Amanda or something like that, was both on our dorm. Tess's problem was she felt like she was too good to be at Job Corps, but she was such a screw up, her rich parents made her come to Job Corps. They was like, you gotta do something. Like it was no reason for her to be there. Like she was waiting on inheritance that she couldn't get because she wouldn't do right. But yeah, Tess was a slut. Tess used to get put out of Miss Stephanie class every day because around the same time every day she would just blurt out and do, what would she say? Two in the goo, one in the poo, it's the shocker. And she used to say it just like that. And I didn't know what that meant. I had no idea. So, and I never understood, and she did it for like a week straight. So I finally went to Miss Stephanie, and I'm like, what does that mean? And Miss Stephanie, you know, little old black lady, she just looked at me, she was like, you better not ever do it. And I'm like, but what does it mean?
What does it all mean?
Yeah, Tess was, she knew she was a slut. Her and her friend Amanda was a slut. Oh, yeah. Tess was the type of chick that liked to hang out with ugly chicks to make her look better. That was Tess.
That was Park's son's favorite girl. Oh my God, Tess.
I feel no.
You didn't catch no STDs, did you?
No, you know what?
2 in the shoe and 1 in the
pill. I was like Neo, dude. I'm dodging bullets. I got dodged so many bullets. All right, okay.
Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you. Fuck Tess, man. Fuck Tess. God damn it. Damn. Why'd you have to, man? Not me right there.
Such nice words.
God. The key thing was, because I think the water power went out or something like that. And I'll never forget that shit. We went to go see the Alien vs. Predator or something like that. And then I was flirting with Tina. Because I used to see, I'm like, man, she look good. And then and she was like, oh, we can sit together in the theater. I'm like, okay, cool. And all of a sudden we started, you know what, sex stuff. And then
tried the old dick in the popcorn trick, huh, Courtney? They was like, it's like, oh my God, you got the big tub.
No, then a week later, some black dude, she's like, I was bragging about Tina. Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, party the other night. Fucking do everybody off. Like game banging. I'm like, oh, excuse me? Like, yeah. All night. It's like, I'm like, whoa. What? Me? I'm like, I gotta eat this. I'm like, see ya, bye, see you later, gotta go.
Alrighty.
After that, I talked to her again. I'm like, boom. I dodged a bullet because we didn't have sex, whatever. We just went stuff. I didn't get that phone. Man, I'm like, dude, that shit haunted me the rest of the time. Like my girl, you know, I was in love with that girl too, man. I'm like, man, and I'm like, yeah, she's there at the party, sucking dick all night long.
Yeah,
she didn't care. And I'm like, oh man, like, why are you telling me this? And then it's funny because people flirt with me all the time. I used to hang out with, she had another friend named Amber.
Amber.
Her cool. Yeah, we were cool. And she was like, oh, Tess, this is Tess. We started flirting with each other. And then another day she was like, play hard to get. And then one Amber and her boyfriend give me a ride to Walmart. And Tess does, right? He saw like, hey. Hands with the...
Hey, bro, you breaking up. Hey, bro, you breaking up.
So we went to Walmart, and she started to me. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, whoa. Hey, wait a second. And then started kissing me and stuff. And I feel I'm like, oh shit. And after that, you know what happened. So
she put some of that white girl magic on you.
Yeah, I was so obsessed with her. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was obsessed with her.
Who was it?
Obsessed with her.
Tess.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something, bro. Are you still exclusively messing with the snow buddies? I know you. That's all you used to mess with, because you'd be like, "Well, black girls don't like me," and all of them. Like, man, look, Heather from retail sales, light skinned Heather from retail sales had it bad for you, bro. I used to see the way she looked at you. I'm like, damn. And I wanted to smash too. I ain't gonna lie, I did want to smash, but Cordy didn't believe me at the time. He's finished now, but at the time I'm gonna tell
you the truth. It was a lot of women that actually wanted to talk to Courtney, but they thought he was mean because he didn't talk to nobody.
I don't like black girls.
Walk around looking angry.
I don't like black girls. Fuck ghetto.
And that's probably what he would have said.
And that's probably what he would have. I tried my hardest. I'd be like, bro, it be Gales. So you know, if y'all don't know, Phoenix is kind of on the Tupac side of the game. You know, we used to call this nigga Tupacalypse back in the day.
Yep.
You're like, oh yeah, you go holler at that man Pac.
You know, Heather was funny because you told me about Heather. I'm like, yeah, right. Let's look up.
Heather was fine.
It didn't happen. It happened. We started talking, right? And all of a sudden, she's all nice to me. Cause I hated her. She hated me. That's my thought.
That's how you know people really want to screw, when they pretend to hate each other and ain't even talk to each other. That's all it is.
And she had on these tight ass slack. Damn. Like, you know? Yeah. I'm like, damn, man. But it's, in my class,
he rethinking his whole life decision when he saw that. He was like, maybe I don't hate her, just as.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he needs some of that. Yeah. Phoenix needs that sunshine pussy. He need that sunshine pussy. Just throw it up in the air. From
what?
Nice nigga be like, hello, Tess. Yeah, I ain't never coming home. Click.
I tell you this about the black girls, okay? We don't mix, we don't flesh, we don't mess. It's like water and oil. It's like a dolphin and a kangaroo. We don't. It's not nothing there, okay?
How is that?
Well,
because I want to know what type of women that you talking to, because you're not the first person who I've had this conversation with.
I'm not gonna lie. White women are. I love white women. Okay, love them. I love them.
You say that until you fuck around and become the next Emmett Till.
No, buddy.
I'm dead ass serious. I don't fuck with white girls. I will not fuck with. If I get a white girl, Becky better go in there and get a recorder and record all this little racist shit that her white friends be saying and bring it back to me. That's the only way I'ma date Susie. At all. Otherwise, on to get outside of the game. Rose, your keys. Give me the keys, Rose. Rose, give me the keys right now. I'm sorry, babe. I can't do that. Oh, you raggedy bitch.
No, I've never had problems with white women ever. Nothing. It's just the black girls. It's like, oh, they're always mean to me. They always tease me. Well, I always had some type of drama. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
What type of women are you messing with? Because I've had this conversation with another brother who's like in his 50s, and he basically said the same shit. Well, you know, I hate white girls because, you know, black girls, they give me drama. He's like, it's just this one time I went over this girl's house and she expected me to pay for the babysitter. He like, oh, that's black. I'm like, bro, that ain't got shit to do with black girls. That's your choice of the women who you choose to mess with. Like, if you're not ready by the time I get there, I'm not paying for your fucking babysitter. I don't do that. And that could be a black girl, a white girl, an Asian girl. I'm not paying for your babysitter. That's just a raggedy female who you was dealing with. So that's not white women. That's your choice of who you deal with. And like I told you before, I don't deal with ghetto. You like, oh, black women is ghetto. I'm like, well, your mama ain't ghetto. You was like, no, okay then. I don't deal with ghetto. Something. It's just like with white women, Asian women, Mexican women. You have the tier, you have the cream of the crop up here. You know, you got your Macho Mans, you got your Hulk Hogans, and then you got, you know, then you got your Doink the Clowns and your Gobbledygookers way down here. And, you know, then you got, you know, a happy medium in there somewhere. See, I like to find the cream. First of all, I go for the cream of the crop as far as black women. Black women got to have something to offer. That's just what it is. I'm out here making boss moves, and if you don't have nothing to offer, whether you black, white, Chinese, like, I'm not gonna mess with you. If you show either the slightest hint of ghetto foolishness and bringing drama to my life, I swear to God, I will cut you loose so fast, I don't give a damn. I don't do ghetto at all. At fucking all. I don't have ghetto friends. I don't date ghetto women. I don't even attract ghetto people. Ghetto people get
good
away from me. So I think it's just the black dealing with.
So here's the misconception about me. I don't date white women because of black women. I've always liked white women. And Asian and Latino, I don't really care what you are. It's just I like white women the most because we have more chemistry, whatever you want to call it, you know, attraction. It just works out better. All women. I don't give a fuck what you are. I don't care if you're fucking Hulk, Green. I don't care if you're fucking
bad though.
Yeah, I don't really care what you are.
Game.
But the black women is like this is but at Job Corps, I noticed something at Job Corps. That was the most success I ever had.
Hello?
I don't know. Else.
Yo, you breaking up, son. You breaking up. You breaking up. I don't know if your internet's kind of going in and out or whatever, but you breaking up bad.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. But at Job Corps, I had a lot of success. Well, I had better experiences with black women at Corps. But it just happened that way. But I don't know. I like all discriminate, but I just like white women the most. That's what I prefer. But it's your personality. You know, that's me. I like that women on personality I like. it's not about ghetto. It's just where they are, I guess.
Ooh, that's the way you are.
It doesn't match my personality. It doesn't match my personality.
I think it's all in your head, bro.
You know?
It's all in your head. It's just like you can find a white girl who don't match your personality. You can find an Asian chick with personality. It's a law of numbers.
Trust me.
Females out here.
Trust me.
Because I've never known you to date black women. Because whenever I've known you, be like, oh, black women are ghetto. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I can't mess with them. Blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, well, your mom ain't ghetto. You be like, well, that's different. I'd be like, no, it's not different. You just said it all black women. I will say this though, like
being in Job Corps or being in that surrounding area probably didn't help. But I'll say this. For all the black girls that actually ain't ghetto and can hold an intelligent conversation and not do all the yelling and screaming and all that, it's unfortunate that it is a statistical view that a lot of black women do live up to, unfortunately. But I will say this, coming from a family that's kind of like that, they talk loud. I got some women in my family that degrade men. I'm talking about if I was a man, I'd probably kill some of them because you ain't gonna talk to me like that. I'm just saying. But, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's real.
Brother man has seen it firsthand about how some of the women talk to their men.
I think it's your energy though. I think it's your energy. It's just like I was, talking to, my, young lady who, runs the Link Market. I was talking to her. And I'm like, you know what? It's all about your spirit. It's about your energy. You know, there's a difference between, you have two types of men in this world. You have alpha, then you have betas. Betas are weak men. They let women run all over them. They let cheat on them and take them back. You got betas. Then you got alphas. I'm an alpha. I stand on my own. I command presence. Like I went to Qdoba earlier. I had mad chicks checking me out because I was dressed kind of fly. You know, I keep myself up. But I don't allow, my spirit as a man does not allow bullshit like that to come my way. I'm just telling you straight off the cuff. It's about your energy. You know I've had friends who has been completely screwed over, run over, drop down, knock out, drag out, slobber knocker of old relationship. I'm talking about women just doing all type of stuff, and I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why do you allow your woman to treat you like that? Oh man, I don't give a fuck about that. That's not love. Like, and I've had several of these conversations with several friends who I've had to cut off because you was on that baby back bullshit. But I'm like, bro, it ain't got nothing to do with love. If this woman is talking about die, motherfucker, die, then maybe you want to get a divorce. That's, you know, ain't no female be like hiding knives around the house, and then when you talk to her on the phone, die, motherfucker, and then you gonna go back to that. Or this the same female who kicks you out the house, but then bills come due, she calls you back and you go right back. See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. As an alpha male, you would never allow that to happen. My spirit does not allow that type of foolishness. Just like another one of my people that I used to mess with, the brother who was staying on my couch back when I was living on the south side. I told this motherfucker, I'm like, look, bro, I know you want your family back. I know you want you and your wife and kids to be together. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to look out for yourself. You need to get yourself together. And then if you and your wife decide to work it out, you decide to work it out. If not, you still got your own place. You got your car together. Woo, woo, woo. Well, this is one of these beta male situations of the type of bullshit that he's allowing. Like, he would let his wife drive his car and he wasn't even staying there. Like, oh man, she just wrecked her car, so I'm letting her well, first you be talking about, well, God, you know how people say God took that car away from her. And I think he's trying to teach her a lesson. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but if God's trying to teach her a lesson, why would you turn back around and give her your car and she drives reckless? Like, this bitch just wrecked 2 cars in like 6 months. And you gonna give her the car?
Maybe she needs to catch the bus.
But anyways, I continue on my story. So, Kim came down. I ended up putting him out my house for the weekend. I'm like, hey, my girl finna come down. You gotta shake. You gotta go. I don't care where you go. Gotta get out of here. because my girl coming down and we gonna be doing some here and shin, so you gotta go. He like, cool. Went to stay at his wife's house. Nigga didn't come back till like Wednesday. Kim left Monday. Nigga didn't come back till like Wednesday. I'm like, oh, okay, him and his wife just got back together. Few months later, I see him, and lo and behold, I see him at the Hardee's he was working at in Fenton, Bowles and 44. And he's sitting down. This is like right before I moved into my apartment now. This is like 2 years ago. And he like, man, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm like, okay, what happened? Hey, man, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, so what happened? He like, man, look, man, I got back with my wife, man, and then she put me out. Oh, okay. No surprise there.
Congratulations.
Oh man, I got all the bills caught up. I got the Christmas shopping done for the girls and everything. And then when the first year came, she kicked me out. Okay. No surprise there. I told you about that shit. But no, you didn't listen. It's the same man. Now this, like I say, this beta male shit. Man, I don't care if I'm sleeping on the couch. I don't care if I'm sleeping on the floor. I just want my wife back. I'm like, well, first of all, nigga, if we're back together, I'm just talking if we truly back together, I ain't sleeping on no floor, no couch, no garage. I ain't sleeping in the doghouse. I ain't sleeping in the basement. I ain't sleeping on the ceiling. I ain't sleeping in the extra bedroom. I ain't sleeping beside the bed, bitch. I'm gonna be fucking you in my bed because you my old lady. If we back together.
Yeah, Regis made it perfectly clear. He was like, I am not sleeping on. And this is the crazy part. I never ever asked Regis to get out of a room or sleep. Like, we just don't have them kind of problems. But he was like, yeah, he said, at one particular time, when he was dating somebody, they told him to sleep on the couch. He was like, I'm not sleeping on the couch in a house I pay rent in. You lost your mind. And that's absolutely correct.
You goddamn right. So the story gets worse. The story actually gets worse. I know you sitting there looking like, damn, it's get worse. It gets worse. So this dude, like mid-40s, he in his mid-40s. So he finds this little young girl. She's like 21, 22. Why the hell you 40 messing with a 21-year-old female whose mind isn't even fully developed is beyond me. But he ends up hooked up with this one girl, and she ends up wrecking his car. Like, dude had just bought like a Cadillac from an old man. It was like a 2004 Cadillac from an old man. Put a bunch of work into it, just got it back up on the road as far as like being able to drive on the highway. Him and his girl got into an argument. This like little 20-year-old. They got into an argument. This bitch grabbed the steering wheel and wrecked the car while they was on the highway.
Baby, Anna, help me,
Bruh,
help her.
I do not say
somebody need to help her because I'm telling you, if I get my hands on her.
I want to say this. I do not condone hitting women, but that day I would have slapped.
No, sir. I
would have reached across that passenger seat and slapped the taste out of that bitch mouth. I swear to God.
She gonna know she made it. I promise you.
I swear to God, you gonna meet Jesus today if you gonna do that. First of all, we getting into an argument, bitch. You don't grab my steering wheel when I'm driving. Let alone on the steering wheel.
That's that old ghetto. Like, I ain't got time for that. Man, look, call me lazy, but I ain't got time to be arguing. I don't care to argue. I mean, I feel like life is so much more than that. I ain't got time to be trying to kill my side and your side of the vehicle. Yeah, man, I just don't have time for all of that. Like,
the story gets worse.
Courtney, like, how
this
can
nigga
it get
Courtney, like,
any
this
more
nigga Finn is
worse
like,
than
oh my
this?
God, how can this get worse? No, it gets worse. So after his wife kicked him out, now mind you, he got all the bills paid up with his wife's house. Got all the bills paid up, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, she put him out. Got with the young, she wrecked the car. Now, she convinced him they were staying. He was homeless, so he was staying in like this little motel, in Fenton, you know, where they do like weekly rates or whatever. So he was staying in this room, and it's like the dead of winter, like you homeless, and you work at the Hardee's right up the street, you know, like at least you could do was get a little room for a week, you know, at least you could have a warm place to stay, you know, and shower and carrying on. So him and the little young girl was staying together. She convinced him to move out of that little motel room because the bed was too hard and these niggas was outside in the cold homeless together. So I say that to say this, Your energy has a lot to do with it, because my energy would never allow that to happen. Like I was telling Racinda, I'm like, my energy as an alpha male, as a man's man, a heterosexual male, my energy will not allow a woman to even approach me like that. Never in my life have I ever had that, any of them situations, because my energy, they already know when they see me, my presence is, okay, this nigga don't take no shit.
Yes.
I am so confused by that. Like, how do you let somebody, like, oh my God, I just have so many questions. Like,
because he's
how do you allow in your mind, like, how are you so mentally broken as a man and as a person that you would let someone who's homeless convince you to be homeless with you? That's that whole misery love company type thing. That's crazy.
He is a weak ass man.
He's the love.
Weak ass man.
He's the love.
No, that wasn't love. That ain't love. That ain't got shit to do with love.
No, Courtney was being facetious. That's all. Courtney was being facetious.
I know he was. But you dumb as hell. You dumb as hell. You got played by not only your wife, and she had you all your hard-earned money to catch her bills up. And when her bills got paid up, she kicked you out the house, probably moved the new nigga in who was dicking her down.
That's crazy.
She pimped you. You basically, you weak. You are a weak man if you allow a woman to walk all over you. Like, okay, if you want to move out, well, these beds are too hard. Well, if you want to move out, you can move out. Go ahead. But we both homeless, so you could be out in the cold. I'm gonna sleep on this hard bed. Because for real, see, that situation could have worked if he was an alpha, because a man like me, I'm gonna give you some instructions. See, women need guidance, women need instructions. We was having this conversation the other day. Women need instructions. To a certain point, you gotta give women a direction. You're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, this is what I need you to do. This is what I'm gonna do. So I would have played the situation like this. Look, we both work at Hardee's. We stand in this little room. We'll split the cost of this room. We'll stack our bread, me and you. And then when we get enough money to where we can afford to move out of this little motel room, we'll find ourselves a nice little apartment and we'll split the cost. That's how I would have done that. But then again, I wouldn't be with the chick after she wrecked my car anyway, because I'm going to jail for domestic battery that day. And I do not condone hitting women, but that
I don't like drama. Put drama, no confrontation. You can fuck on. Bye. See ya. I have confidence. That was some thanks shit. I'm loved. You're 24 years old. Why are you doing this? I would think you would be a teenager or something. You're 44 years old. 44, man. She must have this pussy. We can do all that. She almost kills you on the road.
yeah.
But I love her.
See, now Courtney bringing us some old shit from Job Corps now. He beats me. He beats me, but I love him.
I love him.
I know I got a black eye, but I was being disrespectful.
I know I'm missing a couple teeth, and he just snatched a couple patches.
I know I look like mankind in the face, but
I know he just kicked my kid across the room in the chest up against the wall. But you have to understand.
But I love him.
No, he's happy in my neck. It's just true love. I can't. She loved my life. She stabbed me. She burned me. She took my dick off. I love this woman so much. I love her so much.
Right. She was standing over you with a knife and you talking about she loved me. Like, nigga, she was getting ready to kill you if you hadn't woke up.
Right.
Like, come on now. Let's be serious now. Let's be serious. Oh my God. But I never did mess with no Job Corps girls. It was one chick who used to be trying to get me though. And I don't necessarily regret not talking to her, but like, Job Corps was kind of like one of them places. It was like Heather. Heather was like totally slept on. I was like, oh, she's cute. But then, like, given the right outfit and you got your hair done, you looking kind of good. I'm like, damn. So it was a couple females like that. There was one female, I forget what her name is. They used to call her Wolf Pussy. And, I think that was because niggas was trying to, well, some dude claimed he slept with her and he felt to bite on his dick. But, I mean,
I'm sorry.
I mean, you know how Job Corps niggas lie.
No.
Job Corps niggas used to lie about everything, nigga. Yo. The niggas, Job Corps niggas used to lie about everything. I seen her one day, she was praying row, and she was like, oh, look at Little Landry. They used to call me Little Landry back in the day because my father was the material handling instructor, my brother was a brigadier, and my grandfather was a security guard, so I had a reputation before I even walked on center. Oh, Little Landry, I'm on his knees, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, girl, you would like it if I was on my knees, but I didn't know what that means. I was a virgin at 17. I was like, yeah, girl, you would like me on my knees, huh? And I seen her one day, she was just one of them chicks who looked like average as fuck, but then one day she actually had some clothes on and did her hair. I was like, damn, your body's like that? I had no idea. You know, them academic clothes did not, unless them girls got them real tight pants, them academic clothes didn't do justice.
Yeah, for real.
They put on some real clothes. You'd be like, damn, girl, when you how long you done had that body? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, Tess, no.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you.
Oh my God. Man, y'all remember that food we used to have to eat?
Our food on Lindell's site was the bomb, so I don't know.
That's right. You was on Lindell's site, huh? Fuck you, nigga. And Lindell's site.
Yeah, fuck you.
Nigga, we had that diuretic food.
Them niggas used to leave the cafeteria. They used to be like, I had this homeboy who was in material handling, and he'd be like, I'm like, where you going, man? He'd be like, man, I'm going to the office. And I'm like, nigga, you ain't got no office? He told me some, no, the bathroom. I'm going to the office.
Yes.
I'll be there between the hours 5 and 5:30.
Yes.
I'm like, damn, 5:30?
Nigga, look, when you first get there, you don't realize how bad the food is, but then when you're there for a while, you realize, as soon as you eat their food, I don't know whether their food had, extracts or something in it or whatever.
That was the best place to,
if it was after
breakfast,
the
best place to lose weight. I
lunch,
think I lost.
Or dinner? Oh my God.
From the time I came into Job Corps until the time I left, I legit think I lost 60 or 70 pounds.
I lost some weight too, but that food
for real, that was people want to go to a weight loss boot camp, just go to Job Corps. I guarantee you cannot go wrong.
Just eat that food, man. After lunch, nigga, if you be like, hey boy, man, when you gonna come out that bathroom, dog? Look, dog, I'm gonna be a minute. Hey man, hurry up, dog, hurry up. You know there's food, man. Food got my stomach bubbling. That's why I always mess with the salads. I would always fix a salad and eat pudding. I would take the pudding with the dry cake and I would put the cake in the pudding to moisten it up, and that would be my food. Except for breakfast, I would eat the breakfast, and then the day they would serve chicken strips. You remember Miami? Chicken strips. That nigga Miami, we had a dude. I don't know, back. You remember Miami? He was a short, dark-skinned dude. That nigga was so country. He like, yeah, we having scrimps today. Scrimps, nigga, what is scrimps? Do you know, man? You know we having scrimps. Scrimps and chicken scrimps. I'm like, chicken scrimps. that nigga be in the lunch line. Let me get some scrimps. He be like, chicken scrimps. Chicken scrimps.
No, that was the best food. The best food is all for. No damn chicken strips. Fries. The best food there.
Fries, yeah, I don't know.
I had a little incident. I had food poisoning from their so-called Chinese food. And these guys told me, don't eat that rice. Don't eat that rice. It's not cooked. So I'm like, yeah, man, I'm always head on. I don't care. I didn't do it. It wasn't cooked, okay? Ate the rice. I ate the rice. 2 hours later, because it was on a weekend, Friday, I ain't going home. And I'm like, Because me and Heather were talking, and I'm like, start going up. Oh, you okay? Like, no. Wait for me. No. I just start throwing up every 2 seconds. I'm like, what is wrong with me? But my mom was like, hey, you got food poisoning. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, you told me not to eat that food, man. And then just had food. And, I paid the price for that shit. Hell.
So speaking of food, y'all remember Mama Max's used to be up there on Kings Highway, right by Covenant House? Becky, you remember them $5 specials they used to have? 5 pieces. I swear to God, on payday, everybody be like, hey, look. They used to have that 3 pizza special for $5. So you get like 3 pizzas, $5 a piece. And then like literally you be going around dorm. Like our room, we'll have like 3 or 4 people. We'll have like 4 people, 5 people, like might be staying the weekend. And it's like pay call Friday. And you want to order a pizza, but now we're like one person short. So now you gotta start going around the door and be like, hey dog, look, we gonna order some Mama Max's. We need one more. And then everybody else, hey nigga, I want some Mama Max's too. The next thing you know, the whole fucking dorm, we like, look, goddammit, somebody else gonna have to walk. They're gonna be at about 2 or 3 y'all gonna have to walk down all these pizzas now. I ain't finna. But that was that pizza, you bite into it, and it had that government cheese on it. You bite into it, and the whole cheese just slide off the pizza.
It was good.
It was good, but it was disgusting. It was only good because we was in Job Corps, bro.
Exactly. Oh, my back is boy.
I used to see all the females down there be like, oh yeah, I used to see the females by the gate. Oh yeah, y'all finna get some Mama Max's too, huh? Yeah, yeah.
That was
Becky don't know about that. What you know about Mama Max's pizza, Becky?
I didn't eat there a lot, but a lot of people on my dorm did.
Nigga, of course we did. They had them
and everybody used to go in on them pizzas.
Man, I remember Job Corps was the first time I ever smoked weed. The first week in the Job Corps, nigga, I passed my drug test and all that, nigga. Somebody was like, hey man, you want to smoke weed? I was like, yeah, I ain't never tried weed before. Been a pothead ever since. 14 years a pothead. Yes, indeed. Oh man, we had so many good times, bro. I swear to God, we had so many good times.
But I'll just say this. When we were talking about black women and stuff and the statistical nature and behaviors of certain women, I'll say this. All black women ain't bad. I have a lot in my family.
All white people ain't bad.
It takes people some time to kind of see that, because I had a lot of people prejudge me based off of how my family acts. And after they were around me for a while, they kind of saw the difference, like, okay, she's nothing like any of them. Right. And that's why for me, I don't introduce people to my family right away. Cause you know, you have some of them family members that you have to explain first. You have to explain these people. Regis we don't go around my family at all. My family lives in St. Louis. I don't live there anymore. But I have 1 to 2 family members that I go around when I go in St. Louis. Other than that, no. Not at all. No sisters, no brothers, none of that. I don't have time.
I feel you.
So, yeah.
So let's switch gears. We got a good 30-ish minutes before we hit the 2.5 hour mark. So I do want to get into these topics. We can always come back and shoot the breeze about job or another episode. But 21 Savage. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of 21 Savage, but he's no longer wearing jewelry, and he's also giving teens $1,000 to open a bank account. What do y'all think about that?
I read the article. I thought it was a good thing. I think his philosophy on it was, I think after reading the article, he said something about, he said from his standpoint, he would be around a lot of rich people. And he was like, I'm looking at me and I'm looking at them, and these rich people look nothing like me. Not in regards to like skin color, but in regards to like the way that he dresses, jewelry that he wears, and all this other stuff. He's saying like, there's no point of me doing this, and this is not what rich people do. This ain't how rich people move. Sir, what are you doing?
Job Corps, baby. Class 05. Shout out to 05 alumni.
You gotta be on like Facebook or YouTube or something live.
No, I'm actually not, but March of 04 to April 05, I was the first A-level completer in the cement masonry program. I got my high school diploma and got a trade and got the fuck out where the rest of you niggas was jacking off and fucking with STDs. Go ahead.
Okay.
You stupid.
Like,
right. Tell them how you really feel.
Holy shit.
I didn't want to catch an STD. That's why I was kind of skeptical of messing with anybody on campus.
Congratulations. You are STD free.
Oh, I have been STD free since 1987. So.
And since 1984? Yeah. STD free, motherfucker.
That's right.
Forever. Since fucking birth. Alright.
So, Phoenix, speak on 21 Savage real quick.
21 Savage. I have no idea to do this, except for he was dating Amber Rose, the biggest dot on the planet.
Which he is no longer dating, by the way. They broke up. So, shout out to him. He escaped. Shout out to 21 Savage for escaping Amber Rose. I heard she hooked back up with Wiz, though. If that's true, Wiz, that's a bad look for you. Go.
Okay. So, this is, I respect that, actually. You know, that's positive for him. I don't really know his character. I don't really know anything about this guy. So, if this is you doing that, I would be like, oh, Dave, whoa, you doing this for teenagers? Cool. I commend him for doing this. So I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's 21 Savage is a relatively new artist. I think he's been out for a couple years. He's got a few songs. Most of them are dealing with like murder and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm glad to see that the young brother is turning the corner. I'm glad to see that he's doing something positive. You know, like, hey, I'm no longer going to wear jewelry, which is not, you can wear jewelry, like it's not a big deal. But, you know, I think that as long as you take the time to invest into the teenagers, especially as him, 21 Savage is probably like no older than like 25, 26, if that. So, I applaud him doing that. I would like to see his music turn the corner. He might not be there yet. I mean, it took Jeezy some years for his music to turn the corner. It took T.I. years for his music to kind of go more towards the positive side. So, you know, I hope he does that. Like, he's giving teens $1,000 to open up a bank account. I think that's dope. You know, I do have to say that, DJ Academics is a fuck nigga. Fucking fat ass Jerry Mouse, DJ Academics, fat black basement roach troll looking ass motherfucker. This fat, and I'm fat, y'all, but this fat motherfucker Academics, from online talking about some, well, I didn't hear 21 talk about opening up bank accounts and giving people money to do da. I want to see 21 Savage talk about shooting people and killing people. Nigga, fuck you. Kill yourself, goddammit.
I don't too much care for DJ Academics.
I don't fuck DJ Academics, dude. You a fuck nigga. How you gonna speak on that man talking about some, you don't want that man to do something positive. You only want to hear him talking about shooting up people and robbing motherfuckers. You part of the goddamn problem. Fuck you. And that's from the heart.
We can tell.
You see a black man turning the corner and it's positive. And you have a problem with that. So we know who's paying Academics bills, because Academics, he had a little online following, but you know, since he been with Complex, we know who paying your bills. And them motherfuckers giving you money so you can soft shoe and Sambo shuffle. Fuck you.
What
was you saying?
Big ass coon, Sambo shuffle. I don't want to see 21 Savage give out money so he can start bank accounts. I want to see him shoot up a whole block. Shut the fuck up. Sit down somewhere. That's why motherfuckers be clowning his ass online anyway, talking about he live in his mama's basement and shit. This motherfucker was on Twitch crying because somebody was talking about him. He was on fucking Twitch crying his ass off. And then Like, and then Nipsey Hussle checked him. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey's a real one. His album Victory Lap is dope. Vic Mensa from Chicago. Vic Mensa checked the shit out of Academics because Academics was the person who started all that Chirac bullshit, and he checked him on that. He like, hey homie, I got homies in the street who really died from this gang shit, bro. He like, don't fucking play. He like, this is not a game, bro. He like, the Chirac shit, bro, that's not cool. I'll fuck you up over this shit for real. Menza came at him hard, bro. He like, bro, you disrespecting me. You disrespecting my hood. You disrespecting all of my niggas who was ever in the game, bro, on this Chirac shit, bro. He like, literally, I will fuck you up, dog, if you keep saying that shit. And that nigga wasn't playing. That nigga wasn't playing. That's like MC Hammer and MC Search from back in the day. MC Search had set a line on one of the Third Base's songs, and MC Hammer thought that he was talking about, MC Search was talking about his mom's. And if y'all don't know, MC Hammer is about their life. Yes, MC Hammer, y'all think just because you see MC Hammer in them parachute pants dancing the shit on TV, no, MC Hammer was straight about their life. That nigga put a $50,000 hit on MC Search. Swear to God. And his life didn't get spared once, but twice. Cause he said some real slick shit. MC Hammer put a $50,000 hit out on him. You know, he affiliated with the Bay Area Crips. So, Third Base comes to LA. And mind you, MC Search thought he was playing, like, thought it wasn't nothing gonna happen. And then, like, back in them days, like, you could just basically walk up to the gate at the airport with no security. So it's just anybody could have got at him. And there was a few times his life got spared from one of MC Hammer's homies, and the only reason why he did it, he like, look, bro, if you can get me tickets to the VMAs or whatever it is, sitting next to Stevie Wonder or some shit, he like, I'll make sure I take care of the hit or whatever. No, it was Michael Jackson. I think he wanted to sit next to Michael Jackson. And so dude was like, all right, so he called up one of his people. He like, hey man, I need you to do woo 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 woo. Look, it's an emergency. Trust me, I need you to give up these tickets sitting next to Michael Jackson. Don't ask no question, nigga. Just know it's an emergency. He like, all right, cool. So if you look, it's a dude in a wheelchair, I think, sitting next to Michael Jackson. But he was the dude who called off the hit. Cause like literally, it was like, cause MC went to the mall. It was like him and his family. Because MC Search being a New York nigga, fucking cocky, you know, thought he was untouchable. So they went to this mall. He like, yeah, I want to go to this mall. And everybody was like, nah, like, you don't want to do that. Like, it's not cool. Like, you know, you got to hit on it. He like, nah, fuck that. I want to go to the mall. I ain't scared. Niggas was like, okay. So dude went to the mall and somebody was like, hey, there go some fans down there. There go some females down there. You know what I'm saying? Go down there and sign some autographs. So he was like, hey, I'm finna go sign some autographs. And out of nowhere, it was a nigga over here. It was a nigga over there. It was a nigga over there. It was 2-3 niggas over here. I'm talking about all straight decked out in blue, like straight gangbangers was trying to front of straight him his ass up and straight Marcus ass in the middle of the mall. Like if dude hadn't, cause dude was like, he whistled and then he was throwing up gang signs like, hey bro, call that shit off. Like, call that shit off. So MC Search got saved on that one. And then I think dude was on a radio station and he was same problem. He was talking that same shit that weekend. And, MC Hammer called in on the radio station like, hey bro, I don't appreciate you talking about my mom, woo, woo, woo. Like bro, we gonna handle this. And dude was on the radio talking, man, fuck you, woo, 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 da, 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 da. Niggas was like, oh nah bro, don't do that, nigga. No, the interview over, goddamn, it's time for you to go. Time for you to go. Like, these motherfuckers do not play. So, MC Hammer's about their life. For real. I forgot where I was going with that, but, I'm sure I was. Talking about DJ Academics. When you really don't think these rappers are about their life, trust me.
Oh my God.
It's like you guy did an interview on the Breakfast Club, was saying, he was like, cause Charlamagne was wondering why you guy wasn't on, a lot of the old Wu-Tang records, and that's because you guy was still in the streets doing his thing. So it was only afterwards the RZA was like, look dude, give me a year of your time, and if you don't become a star then you can go back doing what you want to do. And it ended up being a great thing for him. So shout out to RZA, the Jizza, You God, Inspector Dick, Method Man, ODB, the Wu-Tang Clan! Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. He like, yeah, I just want to remind. He's like, yeah, I just want to remind everybody to diversify your bonds. You know what I mean? And we got a message from Old Dirty. Old Dirty says that he wants to change his name from Old Dirty Bastard to the Old Dirty Chinese Restaurant. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So what were you saying, Courtney?
His name is Phoenix. It's no longer Courtney.
I'm sorry.
I'm surprised he ain't spazzed out on you right now.
Man, bitch, my name ain't Courtney, bitch. I'm sorry, Phoenix. My bad.
You're too close, man. You're too close.
I was just joking about the academics. Like, tell us how you really feel, David. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, I told you how I feel. Like, I see that DJ Academics is a coon. And, you know, like, anytime you see somebody black doing something positive, like, at least trying. I mean, 21 Savage isn't the oldest dude, so it's not like he's gonna get everything right, but at least now he's starting in the right direction. Like, when you can't really necessarily say that for most artists his age who's really trying to do something positive. So I just think if you're gonna speak out against this man trying to get teens to open up bank accounts and teach them about finance, I think you're gonna bullshit. And I mean, better to teach you about finance than the ex-drug dealer. I mean, I'm just being honest. But, did you see or read the article about this white man who robbed a Las casino in blackface?
I saw a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, I don't have the man's name. I can look it up on my Facebook page. But basically, what it was, this man went into a local Las Vegas casino. I don't know if anybody's in Vegas, but casino security is tight, and then you figure like police officers, you know, are pretty much on every street corner of Las Vegas. And so this white guy decides it's a good idea to dress up in blackface and go out to the casino. Well, first of all, the gal who was the casino cashier has said like, well, I could tell he wasn't black. Obviously she was black because she was like, well, I could tell he wasn't black because his skin was like blotchy and it was miscolored. But, I think he ended up getting busted anyway. I don't know.
Let me see if I can find it.
I'm scrolling now. I got it on my page. I'm finna scrolling now. Let me see.
Here it is. Accused casino robber tried to disguise himself with blackface. The cashier assumed the robber was actually white because his skin tone appeared irregular and blotchy. A man accused of robbing a Las Vegas casino in January attempted to elude capture by disguising himself in blackface. Cameron James Kennedy, 26, was charged Monday in federal court for one count of interference with commerce by robbery after he allegedly stole $23,367 from a casino cage at the New York Hotel and Casino on January the 10th. At the time of the robbery, Kennedy was under federal supervision for a bank robbery and required to wear a GPS device. Police said he cut the device off 3 hours before the casino robbery. He allegedly covered his face with black makeup before the robbery, but the casino cashier told authorities she thought the perp was white because his skin tone appeared irregular and blotchy. He allegedly committed the robbery by showing the cashier a handgun was tucked in his waistband and telling her, "I want all your hundreds and don't mess around." According to the criminal complaint, he left the casino in a taxi with more than $23,000. Investigators said Kennedy bought a gold bracelet for $1,500, money orders of more than $1,800, and a $1,000 prepaid debit card in someone else's name after the robbery. Someone anonymous tipped Kennedy from the crime on January 18th, and he was arrested on January 25th. In addition, an unidentified witness told the FBI that Kennedy brought him a $1,000 prepaid debit card several weeks after the casino heist, and phone records that were also placed near where the taxi dropped him off. He was ordered held in custody pending March 26th preliminary hearing. If convicted, the maximum penalty is 20 years in prison and $250,000 fine, according to CBS Las Vegas. And this is referenced by Huffington Post.
Yeah, he going to jail. He going to sit down. He's not getting off of that. Like, you don't rob from the casinos. Like, there's one thing you don't do. You do not rob from casinos. If anybody has ever seen Ocean's 11 and then Ocean's 12, you know that you don't rob from casinos, because I'm not sure if the casinos are still owned by the mob, but they probably still owned by the mob. So if you rob a casino, they gonna find you, especially when your dumb ass gonna leave a GPS on your phone. Like, just let me GPS so the police can find me.
Well, this is the thing. Being someone who worked at the casino for some time as a cage cashier, right. And I also worked in the bank counting money that totals up to over $100 million per day. It's one of those things where you have to question, how did he make it out that far? Security at the casinos, it's way too tight. They have not only have security in the front, the back, they have security that periodically walk the floors. Also, MGC, if no one knows who MGC is, that is MGC for Missouri.
Gaming Commission.
It's the Missouri Gaming Commission. These are like not out of shape officers. These are like people who are still active, or they're retired officers and detectives. Like, they ain't just pick a rookie off the street. Like, you gotta be a decorated officer to even work for MGC. Anytime something like that. And surveillance. Surveillance is so tight at a security, at a casino, where no one knows where they work. Not even their supervisors. They work on the boat. They just don't know where they work. The only people that know where they work are them. That's it.
That's
and
true.
They have, so it doesn't make sense. And every single cage cashier and the bank has at least four surveillance officers watching them every single day. From the time they come in, you are assigned surveillance officers, multiple surveillance officers that you don't even know who's watching you every single day. And reason being is because when you have to go in and you get signed in, you have to go punch in and get your keys for what they call your money cart. Those black carts that those women are pushing across the floor, those carts are filled with at least $200,000 to $300,000. So you can be able to cash in, cash out, blah, 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 blah. So anytime you do that, you have more than one surveillance officer watching you. More than one. So I just don't understand. Prime example, when I worked the cage one night, this guy came in who used to work at Ameristar, came in, and he got fired because he was suspected of stealing. This dude stole a rack of $5 chips. Now, a rack of $5 chips is roughly around $250 to $500, depending. And he also stole a rack of $1,000 chips. $1,000 chips are worth anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000. So he decided to come back and try to cash it in. You stole from the casino, and then you came back to the same casino to try to cash your chips in. So of course, when you have to cash in that many chips, you have to call surveillance. It's a requirement. You have to call. So instead of me making the call, this other girl kind of kicked her in the ankle, and she acted like she was going to lunch. And when you go to lunch, you have to make the call to say, hey, such and such agent out for lunch, da da da. Instead of her calling out for lunch, she called surveillance and said, hey, watch window such and such, such and such, this and that. Hung up the phone. And then she's like, all right, y'all, see y'all at lunch. Well, the crazy part about that is MGC had already seen him, and so did security. So I cashed him out like normal and just set the chips to the side because I knew they was going to want to count them. And by the time he turned around and made it to security, he already had like 10 St. Charles police officers waiting on him. So I don't understand how that brother was able to go in that casino and get a taxi and get out. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. It's a Las Vegas casino, so I would assume it'd be like way more busier. So, I mean, it's always one that can slip through the cracks. I think he was just that one who slipped through the cracks, but he was just dumb about it, you know? Just like the white guy and his girlfriend it was a white guy who robbed the bank, and his girlfriend covered up like his whole like arms, his face and everything with like makeup because dude had on tattoos. And then the next thing you know, dumbass is on Instagram posting with all the shit that he just stole. You're like, Okay. All right.
Dumb nigga. You would have never got caught.
Yeah, he really wouldn't have got caught, but he washed off the makeup off his tattoos and everything, and then he was online like, hey, look what I got. And the police was like, oh, hey, I like it. Let me double tap that Instagram picture and save that. We're gonna come get you. Phoenix, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah.
Like, how could you be so stupid?
Fucking dumb motherfucker, you stupid son of a bitch. I feel that this is probably planned out months in advance. He probably knew what he was doing. He probably knew the whole, from front to back. Got some blueprints of the places. He probably knew where to go. But he could have, split the cracks, but he probably knew what to do. I don't know, but it's stupid. I think it's like, it reminds me of one thing. Like this one guy, he said, this white guy killed his friend, and he said, oh, I got it. The company found out it was him. The white guy killed his girlfriend. So it's always like, they want to blame us for everything. Or they want to take their face black. Or make up some stories. But as far as him getting caught, going to the prison, somewhere in America, he's just like getting lube, enjoying ass raping. Good man. Enjoying ass raping, baby. You'll love prison. With Big Bubba coming for you, boy.
Oh,
not Big Bubba.
Goodness.
Let me see. White boy. Ooh.
Oh my God.
He's cute. Fucking ass.
So I don't know if y'all heard about the black roommate who was tortured by her white roommate, and the girl smeared like period blood over her shit, like her toothbrush and like her food and shit. And according to the Daily Mail, they reported just like this: black roommate whose belongings were smeared with period blood by her white roommate goes to court to support her rehabilitation and lenient stance. Brianna Brochu appeared in Hartford Court Monday for a probation hearing. Brochu got 2 years of accelerated rehabilitation. The program could result in criminal charges being erased from her record. The University of Hartford student is accused of tormenting her former roommate, Chanel Rowe, and smearing period blood on her belongings. Brochu, who is white, boasted on Instagram and called Rowe Jamaican Barbie. She's now facing misdemeanor charges, criminal mischief charges in Connecticut. Brochu's lawyers said the incidents were not racially motivated. Of course they weren't. And they were upset over a Snapchat video Rowe shared of her snoring. Brochu had told the police her actions were in retaliation for Rowe's rude behavior. So, smearing her bodily fluids over her black roommate's belongings. And, she's getting 2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service.
Yep.
And then this black chick, who was actually fine as hell, by the way, but, this coon here thought it was okay for her to do that. In fact, she went to court to support her. And I'm looking at these pictures, man. The girl is real cute, man, but damn. Why would you forgive somebody who was clearly, like, deliberately made you sick? And I think she, like, did it on her toothbrush and stuff. I think the girl had got sick.
It was her toothbrush, her clothes. It was something that she put in that girl's shampoo as well. Yeah. But she did get really, really sick. Like sick, for real sick. From all of that stuff. Yeah, man. It was bad.
And this bitch in court crying like she really feels sorry for, oh, I'm so sorry for what I did. Like, this is what she looked like without that green hair.
Mm-hmm.
She cute. I'd holler at her, but she a coon, so I can't mess with her.
Crazy.
I would have beat the brakes off of that white girl. So let me tell you something. I would have caught that white girl in her sleep. I would have hog-tied that bitch. Oh, no. I'll fuck around and put one of them big sheets of plastic across the floor and fucking torture your ass if you doing that. Swear to God. And people be like, oh, you're wrong. Nigga. Fuck that. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's in your book. That's in your holy book. So if you don't torture me, I'm going to torture you. I mean, it's only fair.
Don't get mad at even.
Why not? If you doing that to me, look, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do because I'm not going to incriminate myself on tape. But trust me, I can think of something to do for that little white girl, and especially since it was racially motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, baby. Grab one of them laundry carts, one of them big laundry carts, stuffed in that motherfucker, and threw her ass in a dumpster somewhere.
Y'all probably would have slapped the skin off of her.
If I had done it, I would have wrapped the bitch up in a plastic sheet and threw it in a laundry basket, threw over a cliff.
Can y'all imagine if that would have happened at Job Corps?
Oh, well, that would have been a fight.
What'd you think, Phoenix?
The whole fucking everybody Job Corps and like, you know what?
That would have been Job Corps' first ever Royal Rumble.
Yep, let's go to war. Let's do this. Let's go. Motherfucker. Do this. What?
Man.
Over.
Man, look.
I could imagine that. Phoenix looked like the kind of brother, like, once he mad. Like, that's it.
Phoenix, he fucking
Phoenix
Bruce
looked
Banner.
like he woke up on somebody.
Yeah, he like Bruce Banner. He like, oh, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And like, you know.
It's the truth, yo. Like, you know, people are funny.
I don't know if I've ever seen you angry, though.
See? People think I'm mean, right? I'm this nice person, right?
I don't know if I've ever seen you angry, bro. I don't know.
If you
oh no, I did see you angry when homeboy stole that shit from me. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
That nigga was pissed. That nigga Phoenix was pissed. I was like, and I was mad too, just for the fact that he stole it, but at the same time I was like, see, this is why I leave my shit in the locker.
Yep, told me too, yo.
Cause I know how motherfuckers is, you know, just because we trustworthy in the room doesn't mean everybody else on the dorm is trustworthy. Cause you remember, like, they used to, like, cause you know, we had the setup. We had our room was clean. We had a little TV. We had the little setup. Motherfuckers used to walk past our room like, damn, y'all got the GameCube. Damn, y'all got a table. Yeah, man, y'all in there kicking it on. Like, yeah, this is room 104, bro. The best room. So, it's not that I didn't trust the people. Well, I never trusted Bone. I never trusted him. Something always seemed off for me about that dude. And I definitely don't trust. I trusted like Courtney and, you know, Johnny and whoever else was in the room. You know, I know Chester wouldn't steal. You know, everybody we was cool with. But the rest of them niggas, like, nah. Like, especially when you leave the doors unlocked all day, anybody could just come in and just walk off with the shit. You know what I mean? So, to this day, I'm skeptical of people. But Ethiopia has built America's first energy plant that converts trash into electricity.
Yeah, I saw that a few months back.
Waste management is one of the biggest challenges confronting many African countries. The issue of collection, management, and disposal of solid waste still features highly in major towns and cities across the region. Failure to correctly manage waste disposal has often led to flooding and the outbreak of diseases. In Ethiopia, its largest rubbish dump, Koshi, was for almost 50 years home to hundreds of people who collect and resell rubbish trucked in from around the capital, Addis Ababa. It, however, made headlines last year when it killed 114 people, compelling the government to rethink an alternative use for the site, which is said to be the size of 36 football pitches. I don't know what that means, but okay. Ethiopia has since turned the site into a new waste-to-energy plant via the Repu Waste-to-Energy Plant project, which is the first of its kind in Africa. This forms part of efforts to revolutionize waste management in the country. The plant, which was expected to begin operation in January, will incinerate 1,400 tons of waste every day. And this represents about 80% of the city's waste generation. The plant will also supply 30 people with 30% of their household electricity needs. The REPI project is just one component of Ethiopia's broader strategy to address pollution and embrace renewable energy across all sectors of the economy. So the waste energy incineration plant will burn the rubbish in a combustion chamber. The heat produced will be used to boil water until it turns to steam, which drives a turbine generator that produces electricity. Waste to energy incineration is also vital for cities where land is in short supply, as apart from generation electricity, space will be saved and there is substantial prevention of the release of toxic chemicals into groundwater and reduction in the release of greenhouse gases, methane, in the atmosphere. There are already waste management plants in Europe. About 25% of municipal waste is incinerated. Plants alone, there are about 126 waste to energy plants, with Germany having 121 and Italy having 40. So, burn the trash, get energy. I fucks with it. Anybody?
It's brilliant.
I think that's dope. Did you hear about what Akon tried to do? He said he tried to go to the UN about Cuba to help support life and stuff like that, and the UN said no.
Yeah. The UN is full of it. The United Nations is full of it. They don't do shit. They don't give a fuck about anything that goes on in the world as long as their little space is safe. You know, you're talking about the same European countries who, during the Council of Nicaea, divided up Africa and decided that this belonged to France, this belonged to Belgium, this belongs to Germany, this belongs to England. So all these UN nations, the same ones who turned down Akon, the same ones who divided up Africa. So fuck you. Oh, and that's the same UN who had Malcolm X killed and another brother from Africa. He was another African leader, and they was both going to go to the UN together to speak about the poor of Africans in the world, and both of them got killed within a week of the conference, within a couple of days of each other. So fuck the UN, kiss my ass. Anybody?
Damn. United Nations. Or the United Nations.
It should say United White Nations.
Well, I didn't know that about the...
Just for the record, people, David does not hate white people, even though it sounds like it.
I've said that before on this podcast. I don't hate white people. And people who know me know I don't hate white people. So if you think I hate white people, fuck you, because it's furthest from the truth. I don't really give a fuck. Like, clearly, I have white friends. I got a white homie who be liking all my little racial shit on Instagram. Shout out to Juice. And like I've had this conversation with white people, like I don't hate white people. I just hate those who choose to practice racism. Like, if you cool with me, I'm cool with you. I don't care. There's no such thing as reverse racism. That's a misnomer. Racism implies you have systematic principles and policies in place that can keep certain people down. Black people have nothing to keep other people down. Black racism consists of cracker, honky, cracker, peckerwood. That's black racism. But we cannot tell you can't in this neighborhood. We can't tell you can't get this loan. Or we can't tell you that you can't do what you want to do in Africa, Akon. We can't tell you that. We don't have that type of power. So if you think I'm racist, whatever. There's no such thing as reverse racism.
I'm racist. I've been called a racist because I don't like black women. And I'm a self-hater. And I hate my mother because I'm a racist.
Nah, it's only when you be like, well, it's only when you put like other women on like such a whole pedestal, like, oh, black women are shitty across the board and all of these other women are like way up here. That's when it becomes self-hate. But if it's just like, hey, this is my preference, I like Latina girls, I like woo-woo, then that's your preference. I like dark-skinned women. And I talk to females and they'd be like, oh, well, you wouldn't date a light-skinned girl? I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. I would date a light-skinned female, but I'm mostly attracted to darker women, and darker women is mostly to me, so that's generally who I deal with. But, like, would I date a lighter female? Sure. I would date a Latina girl. I may date a white girl if she was down with this pro-black shit. I mean, it's my preference. But
Exactly. Preference.
it's self-hate when you be like, well, black women ain't shit and they're all fucking ghetto and they've never accomplished anything in their life. That's when it becomes self-hate.
No, I don't. I said, I like all women. I prefer the board. It was just
Right.
better. That's it.
What else we got today? We have, oh yes. Since I'm such a racist, let me bring up another racist situation. Since I'm so racist and all. So, white teenagers chained and whipped a black child at mock slave auction. But I'm racist. Okay, go. Yes.
That's crazy.
On January 22nd of 2018, 7 white, not white mind you, but white teenagers in the United Kingdom allegedly, air quotes, tied up and whipped a black pupil in a mock slave auction. According to the Bath Chronicle, the students still attend the school. The Bath Chronicle reports white teenagers chained a fellow pupil to a lamppost and whipped him with sticks, calling him extreme racist names, harking back to the slave trade. The name of the school and the student who was assaulted have not been released to protect the child's identity, to protect white children's identity. Sadly, the perpetrators were briefly suspended and allowed back at the school. 3 of the teens were expelled, but were allowed to return when the Board of White Governors, overturned the head teacher's decision. The racist teens are back at school alongside the victim. The reason for expelled the students allowed back at school, the school believes their actions are in line with statutory procedures. The school did not tell parents of the incident until today, when the Bath Chronicle decided to publish their story. The school sent a message to parents and staff saying, in part, we have today become aware of media interest in an incident which took place in January and involved a group of established friends and related to a single incident of unacceptable behavior within the school grounds. A full investigation was instigated in line with both internal school procedures and Department of Education requirements, including contact the police. You can be assured that the school has taken it exceptionally seriously, and that our absolute priority was and remains that the right path is taken for all those involved as well as the wider school community. This incident was taken exceptionally seriously. A child is chained and whipped and the teenagers are still at school. Some parents are raged. One father says it sends the wrong message out to the children. I've got a mixed race son. He was thinking they're going to stick up for the white kids, but we're going to get in trouble if we do something wrong. Looks like Make Great Again philosophy has reached the UK. I gotta say this.
Going through some stuff now anyway.
The UK was, and forever will be racist.
Yeah, the UK is going through a lot of racial issues. Like,
the UK's been racist. The UK was the ones who was vehemently involved in the transatlantic slave trade, the same family that Meghan Markle is marrying into with her racist ass husband. That family, the head family, participated in the transatlantic slave trade. America is simply the grandchild of all of those countries who were at the Council of Nicaea when they divided up Africa. America is just the latest person to pick up the mantle of white supremacy, but UK, the racism just isn't as overt as it is in America. That's all. But UK's been racist, was racist, and forever will be racist. That's all I gotta say.
Just sad, man. It's like, come on. That's almost like the little boy that was walking through Hooters here in Overland Park. And this dumb firefighter was spitting on him. And the police came and he was like, "Oh no, sir, don't, it's okay, I'm a fighter." Like that was gonna justify you spitting on a black kid, and not like 10, 12, like a 7, 8-year-old black kid, and throwing out racial slurs and all that kind of stuff, and you just say, "Oh no, it's okay, officer, I'm a firefighter." Like, what the hell, man? Like, you know what? And it's sad because it's kind of like, you know how they say, some people say, "Oh, if one black person does this, it makes the whole
black people
group look bad." And it's kind of like the same for white people. But I have a lot of white friends who lost family members legit because they stand up for black people and black rights.
Yeah, they do.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I got this one white friend who I could ask just any question about, how come white people feel like this, or do white people feel like that, or why are white people scared to talk about, you know, racial issues and things like that? And he said, "Oh, white people are terrified of just as much about anything, especially when it comes to black folks." And he said it's not because of black people. He was like, "We're just scared. We're scared of getting punched in the face. We don't want to be deemed as a racist." He was like, white people tend to look at everything in regards to corporate matters. That's how they look at stuff, especially when it comes to race and racism. Anyhow, I digress. It's just a sad turn of events, especially in regards to that situation. Like, are we still doing this? Like, I feel like our country, or this country, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's not to say, people act like, oh, like slavery, or like not slavery, but racism just happened. No, people have been racist. I mean, whether it's racist against black folks, Latinos, you know, any other type of ethnic group, like, racism never left. I feel like employment is modern day slavery, but that's just my opinion.
It is.
Some people say I'm wrong.
No, it is, because it's different types of slaveries. You got like chattel slavery.
What are your thoughts, Phoenix? How do you feel about this whole subject?
Well, we expelled the students. Oh, but we let them back. We're taking this very seriously, guys. Once we let the students back, you don't care. Nothing's going to happen to the students. If something does happen to the students, if you slap them on the wrist and put these folks on the rug, like nothing happened, like always. Oh, see, we punish the kids. See. So we live in a fast world right now. So we're not going to remember this shit tomorrow. Oh, okay. I got bills to pay, so that black kid, they got tortured really care. The kids got tortured. The kids got a punished, right? Okay. It's just sick. It's sick. I agree with you. I agree. It's the worst. The torturing, the mass shootings, the police brutality. Oh, I'm a cop. I shot you because of whatever. They get off. Like this.
Yeah. It ain't getting worse. It's the same as it's always been. It's just the difference is now you can see it online.
No, it's more prevalent. It's more prevalent.
It's more prevalent, but it's the same since the Moors Empire fell and the British Empire rose. Racism has been prevalent. So it's just what it is. It is what it is. It ain't getting no better. Same as it's always been. I will say maybe getting worse simply because more black people are fighting back. Like, you know, we're not our parents' generation, we're not our grandparents' generation, we're not gonna take this shit. Like at all. You wanna be racist? We're gonna throw hands with you, beat your ass. That's why I like that teenager whose sweet chin kicked that dude window out. I heard the music and everything. I think I'm cute. They know I'm sexy. That nigga was like, nigger, you're a fucking nigger. That nigga say, boom, sweet kid.
Yeah, he tried to get him out the truck. He wouldn't get out.
Man,
he the window in.
I swear to God, that nigga did that HBK Sweet Chin music to his driver's window. I'm talking about that bitch. He said, that motherfucker shouted. He was like, come on, get out the car, nigga. Oh, no, nigga, you was talking all that shit behind that window. Come on, get out the fucking car. And this was like a grown ass man with some fucking high school kids. Like, I would have wished he would have got out. And then there was this other video of this white dude. He was fucking with this black dude at this gas station. And I guess he thought it was a good idea to square up with this black dude. And this black dude ended up like body slamming his ass like literally on concrete at the gas station. Him and this white dude was scuffling and picked the white dude up. Now this white dude gotta be a good like 260 pounds, 300. This black dude picked his ass up and suplex bombed his ass on the concrete. I'm talking about that boy was hurt. He was laying, that nigga was laying on the ground hurt, just like, I picked the wrong nigga to fuck with today. And that's what I'm talking about. If a person is going to racially attack you and attack their ass back, I'm shooting. I'm fucking with it. I'm shooting your ass. That's just what it is. I'm not gonna play with you. I was afraid for my life. That's what it is. Like, I'm not gonna let you do this shit. Which kind of reminds me one thing I did want to talk to Becky about. Well, actually, you too, actually. And I had the teacher who accidentally fired the gun, but we'll get on that next week. We'll put that on the list for next week. But speaking of racism, and this will be our last topic for today, how do you keep your sanity as a black person in a, I don't want to say a corporate setting, but on a job, in society? How do you, as a black person, keep your sanity and your identity dealing with things that we have to deal with on these jobs? Phoenix, I know you've been an independent writer for like years, haven't you?
Right.
So you really haven't had to walk in and punch a clock for quite some time.
I need to holler at you too about some stuff. I got some questions I want to pick your brain about.
You bullshit.
Don't be a jerk. No, I just want to pick his brain and ask some questions.
Okay.
About writing and stuff like that.
So, Courtney, I don't know how important your identity as a black man is to you. Let's just ask the question. How important is your identity as a black person living in America or a black American?
Very, very important. Because a lot of people look at you a certain way. Skin color. So I try to keep up those things. Try to live out the stereotype. Try to be intelligent, civil, whatever. I'm a person. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm 33 years old. I don't fucking care anymore. I don't want to find you. No drama, no arguments. Just want to do my shit, the ball, whatever. Just walk away, or if there's some type of conversation, tell it like a man. You want to talk about it, right? You can do that. But like, I think it's very, very important because people look at me and you put you in a box. So if you do, it's gonna be like, oh, black people do this. Okay. I think about it like this. I try to be an individual person. I try to be one person. I don't want to be. I don't want to be a stereotype. But I don't really deal with stuff like that. But I hear it and see it all the time. It makes me angry, People, I respect people that fight back. Like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna feel myself. You fuck me over. I'm gonna do what I can. So all the black lives matter. All that stuff, I respect those people.
So, how do you keep your identity living in the society we do today?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I had any sanity. Keep my sanity.
Sanity, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, different spectrum, different result. So,
right.
That's just like me. Okay, let's just use the Black Lives Matter example you just posted. Besides the fact of all of the other shit that Black Lives Matter is affiliated with, I'm talking about the organization. Let's just break it down to the slogan, Black Lives Matter. The literal slogan of Black Lives Matter is the definition of insanity. Because when you say Black Lives Matter or hands up, don't shoot, you're begging your oppressor to see value in your life, which he has never saw before. The only value he's seen in your life was as a worker. And even then, once they work you to death or you get out of line, then you're expendable. They'll just move the next slave in your spot. Be like, all right, nigga, get out in that cotton field now. Don't worry about that dead body, goddamn. Just pick that cotton. So, Black Lives Matter. You're like, oh, Black Lives Matter. The white man does not give a fuck about Black Lives Matter. And I'm talking about the racist white man, not like average white people who are cool. No, the racist white man does not talk about Black Lives Matter. Not at all. Because you are begging somebody to save your fucking life instead of taking your life into your own hands like, oh, well, you know what? Black lives do matter to us. And since Black Lives Matter, we're going to protect Black lives against these white lives who want to take our Black lives. That's the way I feel about it. Like, you know, it is very, like, you know, everybody knows me. My identity as a Black American or, you know, historical African, whatever, is important to me. I love myself. I love being Black. I wouldn't want to be white, Chinese, fucking Indian. No disrespect to them, but I don't want to be them. I'm the original God on this earth. I'm the original man. You know, my skin absorbs the sun. I'm the real fucking Superman if you can't see on my goddamn tattoo, nigga. I'm the real fucking Superman.
Clark Kent.
The real fucking Superman.
Why I feel like he's trying to sell himself to some, sell his agenda to some pimps, to some bitches. You want to be on my bitch because,
No. I was saying, it's just like,
real fast,
I don't know if you can see, like, my hand, this is like my summer coat.
Look. And if you don't bring me my money.
Shut the fuck up. But anyways, like, see, my hand, this is kind of like my summer color. I'll get darker, and then my arm is like my winter color. Like, I could be outside all day and my skin absorbs the sun and I will not get so much as a rash. I'm not gonna get red. My skin's not gonna boil. I'm not gonna get melanoma. My skin's not gonna peel. My shit just absorbs the sun, nigga. I'm African. My hair defies gravity. Our hair is the only hair that defies gravity. Our hair stretches towards the sun. It grows towards the sun. Our pineal gland is not calcified like it is in the white man's head. That's literally scientific. Our pineal gland is not calcified, which allows us to access more of the spiritual side of life. So my identity is extremely important as a Black American. And Dr. Claus says that we should use the term Black Americans because that our struggle is our own. Nobody in history has struggled like us Black Americans. That's why he said that we should distinguish ourselves from African Americans and from everybody else because our struggle is distinct. But I keep my sanity because I know my worth. Like, I know what I'm capable of. And I've always been that dude. Like, I've always been a dude like, oh, you can't cross that bridge. Like, what the fuck? You can't tell me I can't cross that bridge, goddammit. I'm gonna find a way to cross this bridge. I've always been that type of dude. I've never really let somebody's opinions of me dictate who I am. You know, I I'm not that type of person, but at the same time, you know, like all of the, besides all the historical stuff that we did, I'm talking about like in Africa, Asia, Europe, and even the shit that we did here. America wouldn't be shit without us. We literally built this entire planet. Literally, we built America. America was built on our backs. The 450 years of free labor, 350 years of free labor built America. Not to mention all the shit we had already built, like Cahokia Mounds over in Illinois. We built that. Mm-hmm. We did that. That was us. Our architecture, the same architecture you see here, you see in South America, you see in Asia, you see in Africa, the same architecture all over the world. So why would I want to be anybody but black? Being black is awesome. People kill us because they have a love-hate relationship for us. They love us, but they hate us because they can't be us. You know, everybody wants to be fucking Rachel Dolezal until Rachel Dolezal gets submitted against, and then all of a sudden, oh, you white again. Oh, I'm white. Oh, I'm white now. I'm white. Bitch, you just said she was black.
She's still selling that black stuff because she getting paid.
Right, she getting paid. But when you was in Howard University, you sued them for racial discrimination, so you a fast, funky ass, pussy ass bitch.
Tell them how you really feel.
Why would I want to go into the sun and get sunburns? I can't go outside without SPF 15. I gotta have my SPF on.
Let me tell you something. My dermatologist told me that I need to start wearing sunscreen. And she said, she was like, well, do you tan? I'm like, do you see how black I am? For what? And she was like,
your doctor was white, yes?
Huh?
Your doctor was white, yes?
She was white. She was cool, but she was just asking.
Bitch, we don't tan. No. I was born tan.
No. It wasn't the doctor, it was her assistant.
Oh,
her assistant was asking me, but she was still white. She asked me, she was like, do you tan? I was like, do you see how black I am? Why would I do that? For what? And she was like, oh, well, you know, some people of darker skin tones, they tan. I said, I don't know now one nigga that tan. And I said it just like that. I don't know now one nigga that tan. And she was like, okay, well, just make sure you don't do it too much. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm not tanning and I'm not wearing sunscreen. I don't need sunscreen. And she was like, well, you know, there's certain skin cancers. I was like, I've been black for 34 years. Our parents used to have us working outside in the yard in 102 and 105 degree weather.
Oh, geez.
If I don't have skin cancer by now, I'm sure I'm straight. I'm cool.
So you mean to tell me that all of the thousands of years, I know they only say that the earth is 6,000 years old, but that's a bullshit lie. So the earth is billions of years old. Don't let them fucking tell you that the earth is 6,000 years old. That's a crock of shit. So you mean to tell me all the time that these Africans been in Africa, you mean to tell me that all the thousands of years that Africans was living in Africa, that none of them got skin cancer, and all of a sudden we need SPF 40?
Because I'm going to get skin cancer.
No, you're going to get skin cancer. My skin loves the sun. Do you know when I go outside and it's just like if you're in the house all day and you haven't been outside, and then like when you go outside and the sun's like bright and it's shining, like my skin like literally starts to tingle, like the melanin in my skin starts to tingle when the sun hits me. I'm like, oh damn, that sun feels so good. We're sun people. Yes. The sun loves us. We were kissed by the sun. We are born brown for a reason so that our skin can absorb the sun. Why would I want to be anything but? So like I say, back to the point, you know, you kind of got to know your self-worth. You got to know, you know, what you can accomplish. Cause I've always known that I was destined for great things. I didn't exactly know what it was. And I've had my bumps and I've had my bruises and I've lost jobs. I mean, I've shared experiences on the podcast where I've lost jobs because of racist motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Or, you know, or it's all good, you know, when I'm working my ass off like a slave. But as soon as I tell you I'm finna do something else, you want to get mad and carrying on. But it was all good when I was working my ass off for you. You know what I mean? When I was slaving my ass off, it was all good. But as soon as I talk about getting a lead position, which obviously should have been mine, all of a sudden, I don't know. It's so divisive. And you're like, oh, okay, all right. So I'm like, but I realized, I don't know if I shared this on the podcast, but, I went to Job Corps, and like I said, I took up cement masonry. I was good at it. I was good at it. I really was. I didn't pursue it because I wrecked my car in the first week that I got it. And, but I'm glad that I never pursued it because my experiences working these shitty jobs, molded me and shaped me into the person that I am now. The reason why I go so hard on the beast is because I have had racist ass experiences with racist ass motherfuckers, so if I had been making like $60,000 a year by the time I was 22, I would have fucking blew all that money. I would not be the person that I am now. So I'm thankful for the little raggedy ass bullshit experiences that I've had because it pushes me to do what I do. It pushes me so hard to be an entrepreneur, which I am officially an entrepreneur. I have my LLC, Morlons, indeed. Morlons LLC, you know what it is. Best land care in St. Louis, obviously. But yeah, man, it's just like, you gotta, be like Jay-Z, you gotta, brush the dirt off your shoulders. Everybody's not gonna see greatness in you. Especially not the dominant society. They're only gonna see greatness in you. And when I say dominant society, I mean those who are racist in the dominant society. Who are in power. Those are the ones who I'm referring to, not the cats who missing 4 front teeth and wear plaid. I ain't talking about them. So, I forgot where I was going. Fuck.
They're talking about like how to keep your sanity, et cetera, yeah.
Yes. Fuck say dominant society. Oh, right, okay. Knowing your worth. The only way the dominant society is going to see value in your life is if you are, like the book calls, a $40 million slave. LeBron's a $40 million slave. Kevin Durant's a $40 million slave. Fuck Sammy Sosa, coon ass, a $40 million slave. You basically, it's basically the same thing. Only difference is you getting the same shit. You got the owner getting all the money, getting all the endorsements, all the jerseys, all the ticket prices and shit. And okay, you getting $40 million a year or you get $10 million, whatever it is, but how much is the owner making off of your back? This motherfucker ain't dribbled a ball. He ain't swept no floor. He ain't no toilets. You doing all the fucking work. That's when he sees value in your life, when he can make money off of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be just another nigga.
And some people feel like that is a form of value. They always say, stop waiting on people to choose you and choose yourself.
Man, it kind of is a form of validation because you make it so far. Now, I will say that if you work for somebody, most of these jobs are like slave master jobs, whether you're white, black, or whoever. Most of these jobs have a slave master relationship because they want to pay you fucking $7 an hour to fucking rebuild computers, but then you need a raise because you can't fucking afford your rent. They're like, oh, well, we can't do that. The budget's real tight. This motherfucker just pulled up in a brand new Porsche. You be like, okay, so I thought we didn't have no money. Well, this can't, don't worry about that. Like, no, fuck you. Like, so, I think knowing your worth, if you take that money that the white man gives you and invest it into your community, then I will give you all kudos in the world. Like LeBron took that little NBA money, he opened a school in Akron, Ohio. I fucks with that. That's real shit. The thing about it is, the thing that made Muhammad Ali so great over Floyd Mayweather may be the greatest boxer that the world has ever known. But he can never compare to Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali used this platform to speak against the bullshit that America was doing. That's what made Muhammad Ali so great. Muhammad, you won't get drafted. You need to go to Vietnam. He like, nah, I'm not going to go to Vietnam to help kill other poor people. And he went to jail and he lost his title. That's what made Muhammad Ali so great. If Muhammad Ali had been buying Rolls Royces and doing the Sambo Shuffle, we really wouldn't give a fuck about him, to be honest with you. He was a great boxer, but, he paid the price. Colin Kaepernick paid the price for standing up. And Colin Kaepernick is still giving the donations and dropping off money to charities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if you use your platform that was given to you to reinvest into the black community or help other poor people, then I'm absolutely fine with you. But if you be on the Big Baby Davis side of the game, man, this chicken show look good. Don't listen to that white man, y'all. I didn't really sell the weed. Oh, shut the fuck up. Sit down somewhere. You make all of us look bad.
Proving their point.
Exactly. Oh, this chicken sure looks good. Bruh, and you smacking your lips too? Fuck out.
I was saying, like, in regards to maintaining your sanity, some people would say that it's not easy. I find it fairly easy because I just feel like I'm going to be myself. And I know that they know what I'm saying is right, whether you want to admit it or not.
Well, we know you hostile and negative, baby.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot talk, be negative.
Nigga, you can't even blink and be negative. Oh, see? Rebecca's being negative. You be like, damn, can I blink?
Well, I mean, it's hard. It's hard because
nigga, you'd be like, that's true. Oh, Rebecca's being racist. You look, nigga, I just sneezed.
This is the problem. This is the problem that I have. I have a hard time. I can't be fake. I cannot do it. Now, I'm not mean. I don't just walk up to somebody and be like, I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also not going to speak to you. Now, I cannot like you and still work with you. Because at the end of the day, I still have a job to do. But please do not try to hold the conversation with me, because this is the last issue that I just had when we had a corporate meeting a few weeks ago. Like, every single person, and I kind of feel like they did it to test me, every single person that could not stand me. They say that I talk too much. They say that I'm always trying to throw them under the bus. And I'm like, no, everything that I'm telling you is in a line with just basic ethics or code of conduct. Everything that I'm telling you is in a line with that. So it's like, because I have that stigma, because I have the stigma of if I'm sitting upright and my head folded, I'm deemed this hostile and negative, like they don't like me. I'm cool with that. So, but when I come into a corporate office, have you ever just had somebody try to hold an uncomfortable conversation with you? Somebody you know that don't like you, and then they're like, so, oh my gosh, the weather, huh? It's really cold out there. Oh, I didn't expect it. And you just looking at them like,
why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me right now? Are we doing this? Like,
I kind of feel that way when, like, females that I don't want to talk to come talk to me, and they be like trying to strike up conversation. I'll be like, should be looking like.
But you know what? Men are still angry these days, and I'll just cut to that. Like,
angry
so, not all, but like some men still, and I didn't think people still talk like this. Went to the store. This guy said, hey, blah, blah. I guess he's trying to run game. You know, it's been so long since I've had to go through all that. But, hey, you know, that I'm saying. And I'm like, he asked me something basic about something that was in the store. Oh, well, I see you in here all the time. You know, this and that. Well, I was this over there. Like, if you see me in the store all the time, to me, you're here all the time. So what? Why are you asking me what I was in? But I didn't say that. I was just like, okay, yeah, it's over there, da-da. And I try to keep walking. He's like, so what's your name? I want to get to know you. This and that. I said, okay, 2 questions. Depending on what your answer is about to be. I said, what is the purpose of this conversation? He's like, man, I just want to get to know you so we can go out and kick it, da-da-da. And mind you, I had my ring on at the time, so it's not like you don't see it. So I said, okay, what's your definition of kicking it? Oh, you know, we can just kind of chill, go to the movies, you know, go home, watch Netflix. I said 2 things. I'm talking to you and I know you see my ring. Oh, I ain't worried about that, but I am. Have a good day. And I walk past. And the dude gets mad. He starts shouting, like, you stupid bitch. But I'm like, I didn't even get mad. I just busted out laughing. Like, I'm like, man, and this girl was like, you're not angry? I said, no, he's ignorant. There, like, I said, what do you think that I should do about that? I don't even know his name. I'm probably never going to see him again. What do you think I should do about that? She's like, well, I wouldn't take that. And I said, that means you're still ignorant. Why would you argue with somebody you know?
I'll say that's a whole nother zip up bag there, sister.
Wow.
But we have been here for over 3 hours. This
really
has to be, yes, we know over 3 hours. I know when we get to chop it up good game, man, we run overtime, but it's our podcast, so we do like to keep it around 2.5 hours. But since Brother Phoenix is in the building, dog, we had to top up that shit, bro. That's my homeboy. 14 fucking years strong. Him, Johnny, man, John Dab. I ain't seen John Dab in years, man. It's a shame. That motherfucker live in St. Louis and I ain't seen that nigga in some years. Ain't that a bitch? I'm gonna have to start reaching out to people like, hey man, let's do some lunch. But anyways, and yo ass too, motherfucker. I keep missing yo ass when you come back to St. Louis. Every time this motherfucker comes to St. Louis, I miss him.
Every time I go to St. Louis, well, my car broke down, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be every time I go to St. Louis.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been struggling since I moved on my own in like 2013. I have been kind of struggling off and on. So it ain't always been all good. So like a lot of times you be in St. Louis, I be broke behind on my bills, all type of shit. But I am pleased to report that I am all in the black, baby. So the next time you fucking come down and have a new ball whip, man, we gonna kick it tough. I promise you. I promise you.
Make sure he don't sit next to no white people and they babies, so he won't be staring at them all buck-eyed like he did me last time I came to the St. Louis.
Anyways. Phoenix, do you have something that you would like to promote? Do you like the people to reach you, or I mean, what's up?
No. So how you social media? Fuck all y'all. No.
All right.
No. I'm kidding. No. My email address is Sosa93@gmail.com. That's it. You want to reach me? Do it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Becky, you got something you want to promote? You want the people to reach you? What's up? Speak on.
Sure. Reach me at Creative Writers LLC at gmail.com. I'm on Facebook as Arthur R. Quarles and Instagram at LadyQ1502. I don't have Twitter. I refuse. And I am in the process of, cause I have like 2 new book concepts. I just thought of like actually 4, but I may end up turning them into 2, new book concepts that I am currently, brainstorming, et cetera, et cetera. And, I am going to pull, my other 3 books from Amazon because I have another Main Street publisher that I'm getting ready to go through to push those out. So,
Nice.
excited about that.
Yay! Well, you know who I am. I'm the host of this podcast. I'm King David, bro. You can reach me on Facebook, Dave Landrum. It's gonna have King David in parentheses. You can reach me on Instagram, The Overweight Lover. That's the letter D, OVR, WEIGHT, LVR. You can also reach me or Rebecca on the YouTube comments, or you can email us at sscstlpodcast@gmail. Make sure that you go subscribe to the More Lawns Facebook page and Instagram at More Lawns. I think that's it.
Well, thank you, Brother Phoenix. We enjoyed.
Absolutely. Thank you, fucking Tupacalypse, for dropping by the year.
You such a jerk. I am going to reach out to you, Phoenix, because I have some questions for you regarding
That is
writing.
Phoenix.
So.
He specifically wanted to be on episode 17 because 17 was the year that I met him. And so, 14 years later, I'm 30 and, we still good friends, man.
And it feels so good.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Nah, man, but like, Job Corps, man, I'm gonna say this and we're gonna get the fuck out of here, man. Job Corps was what you made of it. You know, Job Corps is just like life. It's what you made of it. You know, I came in, I met some really good, like, lifetime friends, like Phoenix, he's gonna be a friend for life. You know, Johnny, he's gonna be a friend for life. Big Ron, man, that's gonna be my dude for life, man. Yeah. You know, you my friend. I met you at Job Corps. I met Kim at Job Corps. I met Regis at Job Corps. You know, I met John Dabney at Job Corps. You know, we was roommates. You know, Big Ron and us was dorm mates. So, you know, I met a lot of really great fucking people at Job Corps, man. It has ups and downs, but I mean, I really loved the time that I spent there. But like I say, and got out and handled my business, and I moved on about my shit. So, you know, I wasn't one of the motherfuckers who complained, man, I've been down, man, these motherfuckers ain't gonna release me. Like, nigga, how long you been down? I've been down for 3 years. You be like, goddamn, now for 3 years, and you still in the same fucking trade, and you haven't tamed out, nigga? Bruh, stop. So, Job Corps was great, man. It was a great experience. And, you know, we met, Chesney Stenham. Shout out to, Chaz, Miss Chaz. She got her little YouTube channel. It's called Voluptuous TV. Shout out to Chesney Stenham. Everybody wanted to smash that. Who was on
her and the twins?
Yes.
You know, she was like, and real quick, I saw her at the park one day. She was walking her dog, and I didn't see her face. I was kind of looking down at my phone. But I saw them titties first. And I was like, oh, hey, Miss Stidham. I hadn't even looked up. And when she was like, hey, I was like, hey, how you doing? Like, that's how I knew it was her. That's crazy.
Look, her mama too. I seen a mom one day, like her and the mom was together, and her mama was fine too. I'm like, damn, you a old lady. I'm talking about, like, her mama was like, you know, probably had to be in her 60s. 50s, and her mama was like straight fine. You like,
feel bad.
Damn, I see where you get your looks from. Wow. But anyways, man, Job Corps was a great experience, man. It really was. Anybody got something to say about Job Corps before we get about it?
The only thing I have to say is that it was.
The place that I
Like today, like if it was no Job Corps, we would not be having this podcast today.
I had a lot of good experiences. Job Corps is the reason why I'm like all of my friends that I have. 98% of them came from Job Corps. No, real talk. I don't talk to nobody from high school. Nobody. And Job Corps is the reason why I was able to get out and explore the world. Had I not joined the volleyball team at Job Corps, I never wouldn't. I had never traveled into like different places and different stuff like that. So yeah, and it was dope. Good times.
I had them of my life.
Yeah, man. The only thing I did was I don't know. Every time we came back from out of town from a volleyball trip, the Akon song would come up. As soon as the old entrance when you had to pass over the bridge. That Akon song come on, that locked up, they won't let me out.
Hell no.
They won't let every single time.
Oh. Look,
it was good times, man.
I'm gonna say this. I promise you we don't get the fuck up out of here, man. I know you're like, damn, y'all just keep saying y'all for the edit. Like, look, we can, like, literally, we can sit here and shoot the breeze for another 2 hours, and it really wouldn't be nothing. But that 2004. Music Soul Child, Soul Star album came out. We used to play that. Well, I used to play that every Friday. Every Friday, I would put on that Soul Star, are you fine? I'll be like, hey, nigga. I'll be like, hey, y'all, it's time to get up. I don't know, it's just something about Fridays. I put on that Music Soul Child. I'll be like, hey, y'all, it's Friday. It's pay call day. What's up, y'all? Let's get up. Let's get to it.
Fridays.
Man. That was when I had that boom box with the subwoofers on the side. And yeah, so I used to put it in that Music Soul Child, man, on Fridays. We used to rock out with that, man, before we got there. Man, it's so much shit we could talk about, man, but we're gonna have to say that for another day, cause like Johnny's like fucking walking hip hop encyclopedia. Like Johnny's fucking crazy, man. Johnny had like mad CDs, like all the Outkast, the Big L albums, all the UGKs. Like, man, Johnny had a fucking crazy music collection, bro. Like, we could sit here and chop up this bullshit for hours, man. But we will definitely have him back on the podcast whenever he gets ready, man. Because we could talk, man, we got tons of stories from Job Corps, man. We could just chop it up for a couple more hours. But we're gonna get the hell up out of here. So, thanks y'all for listening, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit them comments, man. Share it if you like it. And,
we're about to take a nap.
Yeah, we going on 3 hours and 18 minutes, give or take a few seconds. So this
you ain't
is
have to make that face. I think that, brother.
This is officially the longest podcast in St. Louis COD podcast history. But you know how it is when you amongst friends, man. You just want to keep chopping it up, bruh. Shit. But it is what it is, man. We'll holler at you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, Phoenix, man. We really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, really do, man. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll holler at you guys, y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.